Just over there eating.
Wait, what?
God damn it. When are we starting?
Ridiculous. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Blind Way Podcast. We are live, and we are getting ready to talk about some shows.
Hi.
Indeed.
All rankings subject to change. So this is where we ended up after last time, but it may not be where everything ends up at the end of this time.
Yeah,
And
so
as a matter of fact, we're probably not even going to get through it all this time.
Maybe not. We'll see. But
Indeed.
first, how was your guys' week? Was it good? Mine was good. My favorite part was this last week.
My favorite part was everyone thinking I fucked up. The fools.
I know. You did all of that just to put it on the screen.
Not like I'm Aaron. I'm going to accidentally reveal something.
Yeah, we have a new show today.
Ah.
The Jujutsu Kaisen went live. With 4 up on early access as well.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Dude, we released that picture and everyone's like, it's Cooking with Blind Wave.
Yeah. It's Food
Food
Wars.
Wars.
Like, there's a finger. All right. So I'm ready to get back to where we were. Where did we get to, Rick?
Well, we're in the G's.
Jeez.
So you can kind of see where things are at now. There's quite a bit. It's very top-heavy,
Yep.
this list so far. At some point, we might need to redefine where average is. We'll see.
We've already done that once.
Well, we have already done it once, but there's nothing stopping us from doing it
I'm
again.
also,
True.
one of the things I was saying before, too, was I think with doing this, maybe when we get done, I feel like we're comparing these to shows as a whole. Of any other shows we've
Every
seen,
show we've ever watched.
Yeah.
whatever's going on.
Yeah.
Which is why I think also a lot of these are on the higher end. Because I feel like typically we watch the
A lot
better
of shit
shows.
on our own time, you mean?
Maybe at some point what we should do, maybe when we're done and got everything in line, is rearrange them based on just what we've reacted to.
You know, I don't think Rick's scale is going to be any different
Maybe.
because the stuff that he watches in his own time is terrible.
But I love it.
But objectively, it's not good. You can enjoy something that's not good.
True.
Sure.
No, I would rather watch a 10 or a 0. I got no times for anything in between. All
Yeah.
right. Well, we left off with a doozy last time.
Doozy.
We did indeed.
Game of Thrones is where we're starting off today.
Not the Game of Thrones or anything?
It is Game of Thrones. Is it the Game of Thrones?
No.
It is not.
No, it's not.
It is the
It should
Song
be in
of Ice
T if
and
it
Fire.
is.
Song of Ice and Fire, yeah.
All right, so Game of Thrones. It's interesting. I really, 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 really loved Game of Thrones in its first 3 to 4 seasons.
Aaron, are you going to run polls
like
like you
5
did
or
last time?
6.
Or a mod or something? Oh, it tickled.
Yeah, it's a hard one, man. It's a hard one because, you know, like, as opposed to some of the other stuff that I absolutely love and have a huge bias for, can I say that the ending of Game of Thrones has lessened my enjoyment? I have to go with an unequivocal yes. You know, like when I rewatch Game of Thrones, even the first episode, I'm like, ooh, you know, you had this thing of like, okay, where's this gonna go? What's this gonna do? And now that you know, you're like, all right, not crazy.
Yeah.
It's not the potential I thought, you know, but also that's because they kind of rushed that last season, and some people would say that the D&D kind of just like really rushed it on purpose. I don't know. I mean, I feel like the ending of Game of Thrones will put it down a whole letter grade for me. But where do I put my initial base Game of Thrones
Sure.
segment at?
And it definitely is a show where, like, your first watch through is definitely different than your second watch through,
Yeah.
right? I mean, it definitely has surprises and new things and moments and stuff that are better the first time than they are the second time, probably.
It does, yeah.
But
Which
you're
is
right.
important to remember that.
I do think the last few seasons start getting a little weird, a little less than like the earlier seasons, I think.
I mean, I definitely feel that way about the last season. Though, don't get me wrong, there were moments of it the last season I absolutely loved, like Brienne's knighting and, you know, that stuff. I really
Yeah.
enjoyed that. I feel like before the last season, it would definitely be in the A. With what the last season did to my enjoyment of the show overall, I mean, I still had some hype moments, though, you know?
I feel like until season 3 or 4, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
And then it got not so good. And then it got so bad it was good.
It got to the 0 stage.
See, I mean, I still, you know, like,
But
if you go back and watch, like, especially my first round of reactions in season 8, like, I still had hope all the way until the end, pretty much.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable with putting this in a high B for me.
I mean,
I would put my enjoyment of it on the level of what is in B right now.
I think the show as a whole was probably above average. But I do think that I think the ending dropped. Like we talked about Dexter, right? A little bit. We're like, man, Dexter was pretty good, but towards the end of it, things kind of just didn't play out the way that I was hoping or whatever.
Like my enjoyment of Tyrion definitely stopped when the source material was gone. Same thing with Varys, definitely Littlefinger, and those were high highs for me. But you know, Sean Bean as Eddard Stark in that first season is so good, and while yes, there's a lot of problems with the way the battles happened, like a lot. That's true of like everything. There's problems with the way that Arrow has done some fights, and then sometimes it's good. There's if you analyze a sword fight too much, you're going to be like, well, there's an opening here.
I think one of the things too, though, like for Arrow, I think Arrow had its ups and downs on some seasons, but I think it also finished fairly strong.
Yeah.
Whereas Game of Thrones, its weaker seasons were later on,
Yeah.
and it didn't end as strong as it should have or could have.
Also, its weakness was primarily and completely in the writing. The production was still top notch, better it's ever been. The acting was still fantastic.
The music was fantastic.
Amazing. It's editing. It's everything else, but just the payoff of what was set up was the letdown for me. So
I mean, for me, the low point was always the two main characters. I could just never get on board with Jon or Daenerys. Just didn't like them as characters. I didn't think many of their decisions made a lot of sense.
I mean, I wasn't with you for a lot of those, the first how many seasons after the last one. I don't get on board with just that, but I do feel that way, especially with Daenerys in season 8. Jon was kind of there in season 8 too, so I get you. I'm gonna go A for me. No, I'm gonna go B. I didn't mean A. I mean B. It was gonna be an A. It's been taken down a letter grade. It's B.
Taking down a letter
for
grade.
me. Yep.
What do you think, Calvin?
I was going to go a B, but what you said about Dexter, I think that put it in better perspective in my mind. I want to say C, but I think it's just a low B for me.
I think I'm good with putting it in the B category. I think as a whole, like for the most part, it's an above average show. Production's good. There's definitely great moments in it. There's good characters and stuff in it and stuff too. I definitely think it's above average.
And we also
I think it's tainted and it fell out of pop cultures. Like no one talks about it hardly anymore.
No,
that's true.
It just kind of disappeared. Where like it was everywhere and then it just stopped.
But I mean, much like what Lord of the Rings did for movies, which is like giving serious attention and notoriety to a fantasy show, Game of Thrones did the same thing too. It's not a lot of fantasy shows that got to the point it got to.
Sure.
Which is pretty good.
Yeah.
I think if they would have landed the ending, I would have no problem giving it an S.
Yeah.
I agree.
I think because of the way it ends, I would probably put it in A, but I could understand it being in B. I'm okay with it being in B as well. So
yeah.
So I'll go with mine as being A.
You're going to go A?
How about that?
Okay.
Ordinarily, I feel like I would give it a C, but when I look at the other things in C, I think it's worse than all of those that I've seen anyway.
No, you were pretty harsh about Black Mirror.
But
I mean, it's definitely not. I'm not ragging on Agent Carter. It's not worse than Agent Carter. It's not worse than
I haven't seen
Bridgerton.
Agent
It's not
Carter.
worse than Defenders.
I think it's worse than Code Geass. I think it's worse than Fate Stay Night. I think it's worse than even Dexter.
Yeah. So we got what, 3 Bs?
Worse than Dexter, huh?
I think the first 4 to 5 seasons are better than Dexter. Which, like Aaron said, I agree with him. Like, if it weren't for the ending, I would have no problem putting it in S. But it's because of that drag factor that it pulls it so far down for me.
I think I would put it in C.
Okay.
So we got.
So we got an A, 2 Bs, and a C.
Sounds like a B to me.
Okay.
Game of Thrones in the B category. Vote wise, went for. I did two because A
Sure.
and B won,
Yeah.
so I did another one to split A and B to see where people put it.
Yeah.
48% said B, 30% said A,
Okay.
Alrighty.
Okay.
4% said F.
4%.
All right. Game of Thrones. Next is Good Omens.
Ooh.
Good Omens. That one was a
It was a really
Pretty-
tight, really short,
Really
Just-
funny.
really funny, enjoyable show.
I love the chemistry between the two main characters. Like
Yeah.
everything else was so secondary to me in that show, but that chemistry in those two characters.
Well, I mean, those two characters, their chemistry was the show.
sure, but I mean there was a broader story, and
Yeah, but
know.
that broad story was so interlaced in their friendship.
it was. But it also spent a good deal of time on like the witch hunters and the kids and stuff
Yeah.
like that too.
That witch hunter was so funny.
He was pretty fun.
I enjoyed it enough to put it in A.
Sure.
I mean, absolutely, the chemistry between the two actors is what puts it up there for me. The story was good, but it wasn't like crazy.
I mean,
you know,
The story and the plot was predictable.
Yeah.
What was unpredictable is just
I
how
mean,
great the
yeah.
acting was.
even considering the faults Game of Thrones had in seasons, the later seasons, I think the story of Game of Thrones is better than Good Omens.
I would agree.
I
You know?
agree. I think most of the story is okay.
Yeah.
I think the characters is what made that show. The witch hunter character, the main two characters we had, the what was it, John Hamm, like all the people we had, like those characters are what made it what it was
Yeah.
to me. Story wise, like there's a few moments like what? Okay, that's what we're doing. Like, but it was fun.
Yeah,
I would probably
fun.
put it for me as being more average. I don't think it's below average. I don't think. It was quick, done, told a story I wanted to tell, I guess, and just had fun with the characters on the way, you know?
I could get on board with average. I feel like maybe.
I don't think any like, I mean it wasn't very long, so you can't really
Yeah.
judge it on like, well these episodes were lacking or this season was lacking or anything like that.
What letter grade are you guys thinking then?
I'd probably go in the C range.
I think I might go with C2.
I think it can go in the middle of the pack. It's not above
Yeah.
some other stuff, but it's not below other
What are you
things
saying,
either.
Calvin?
I said A.
I'm gonna say B. Lower end of B, but I'd say B.
What did you say, Rick? C?
I said C.
So averaging it out to
It's in a B.
B category then?
Yeah.
I think B.
Okie dokie. All right. Next one. In the last G. Gurren Lagann.
Oh, goodness gracious me. Man.
Now this is one I'm excited to talk
Yeah.
about. I'm not wearing the necklace today,
I
Dan,
do
but I'm doing
really.
this.
He does have the poster.
He does
Has
have that.
pretty hype moments, some fantastic voice acting,
Go to the heavens.
animation off the charts for me. Love the,
Heart-wrenching.
love the character design.
Oh,
Yes, fan service, but used in a better way than, in my opinion, Kogias was.
definitely.
I mean, it's also recent for me. Like I look back fondly on
Sure.
a lot of the S tiers right now. But I can't look back too far on Gurren Lagann because it's so recent.
It is so recent. It had exactly one bad episode,
Yeah,
I feel like.
episode 4.
Yeah.
Where they were trying something new.
Yeah,
That animation was not great.
which hurts it.
I mean, I feel like we got to pierce the heavens, get an S just for the meme.
Yeah. Like, I really like the tone shift in it.
Yeah.
I can see why some people wouldn't,
There's definitely a tonal shift, for sure.
but it makes the ending so much sweeter for me.
It does.
Yeah.
And a great ending.
Oh, it's such a good ending.
I feel
Yeah.
like the show.
And just for the anime rap alone, it's
Yeah,
got to bump it
true.
up a tier.
Yeah.
I feel like the show matured.
I'm
with
an
the-
S.
with the characters rather than the
Yep.
show maturing with the audience.
Yeah.
And how
I
it
think
made me
it,
feel
like,
about myself.
It begs you to put yourself in the position of these characters. I think it did that so well, and just the hype.
And I think, like Doom Patrol, it makes the ridiculous plausible.
Yeah.
Yes,
It does.
It also doesn't overstay its welcome. It has a good pace, and when it ends, it ends. It doesn't go on too long, in my opinion.
oh yeah,
I think
It's an S for me.
I think it's really good. I think it's fun. I think a lot of the characters are good. I don't know if the story is as good as some other stuff that we have, like in S tier and whatnot already. Like just trying to figure out where I want to place it.
I agree with you on story. Yes, but I also, I mean, I cannot take away hype. The story that thing could just easily play with my hype button.
Yeah. Does it do the same the next time through when you watch it again, though?
I feel like yes.
I did start watching again, and I was more excited.
Because you know what's coming.
I was more excited the second time.
I think I would put it in A.
Now, Aaron,
where I would
so
go.
you put an A, but can it pierce the heavens and get to S?
Can it?
Yeah.
No, because it's already over. What do you mean?
I go S for me myself. What do you, Rick?
Man, it's tough. Like,
Hype's a big thing for me, honestly.
I'm trying not to look at the other
fuck up their hype.
shows so much and just rank it on its own. And like, it's one of my favorite anime that I've watched, and therefore it's one of my favorite shows that I've watched.
It is absolutely one of those ones where I'll be like, oh, what anime should I do? Okay, you gotta do this, this, and this. It's up there. It's got to at least be an A. But
Yeah,
I would vote S.
I think I put it at S.
So everyone's putting it at an S?
Except you.
Okay.
Pierce the heavens.
I'll keep it at an A. I don't think it. I think story-wise is one thing that kind of brings it down just a little bit, because like there's just a lot of things kind of going on where it's like, all right, that's how it is, and you just like, I believe it, I guess. But character-wise,
True,
I
but
think
it never felt like it fumbled the story, whereas something like Game of Thrones, like it dropped its ball.
It never felt like it took advantage of that either.
sure, but like I don't feel like it was up there as like, I don't know. I just feel like the story, especially when I'm looking at like the other things there too, like story-wise, I think kind of work better. So I think it's really good. I think it's fun anime. I had a lot of fun watching it, but I would just pull it down a little bit more to like more my enjoyment of like Fate Zero.
But episode 6, Aaron.
Episode 6 is really good. I love it. It's got Yoko. I love it. Some great stuff.
Like, I'm not saying like it's now equal to all those. Like, we kind of have this like high tier, low tier. It's a low S, but it's an S.
Yeah.
It pierced it.
I think it's a high good, but it's
Yeah.
not great. It's kind of where I have it.
Gotcha.
Like S is like the great, right? Like
Yeah.
some of the best. Whereas like we have a high good, a low good, average, a high bad, a low bad, and bad.
High bad.
Like really bad.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of high, next one on the list is High Q.
Ooh, well, we aren't able to say
All
anything
right.
about
well,
this.
It's volleyball and yeah, I don't know.
Just to balance it out.
All right, let's move on.
F. Oh, okay.
No, it's absolutely incredible. It is so good. Eric, you want to talk about hype? Might be more hype than Gurren Lagann. It's about volleyball. Holy shit.
It has to be amazing if the hype around volleyball can compare to giant space mechs.
Yeah, it is so crazy.
Yeah.
Like I have like jumped out of my chair, pumping my fist.
Yeah.
I have wept.
I get
Like
ya.
that show has taken me everywhere you could possibly be taken emotionally.
Everywhere.
It's so good.
Like, there's a part of me that wants to say that when it's a single person ranking, they can't go F, they can't go S. But I've also have heard so much how much you like it, and I trust your judgment in regards of hype. You know, sometimes me and you disagree with certain things, but I feel like hype and loving a story, passionate about a story, I tend to rely on you. So.
What
I
did
get
chat vote for that one, Aaron? Or did
Oh,
you
for
get
high
there
Q?
yet?
I didn't do it.
What? Come on
What?
now.
Man,
I
this
forgot.
isn't fair.
How do you spell it?
HAIKYUU.
Okay. Oh, there's two U's?
I had to spell it every time I,
I believe
posted
so.
it
Is
up
that
there.
is that correct, Rick?
HAIKYUU.
Yes.
You got a
Aaron is
minute.
biased. Cheats again.
I was just listening. I was like, I don't know. I was just waiting.
Yeah, I mean, it's got everything. It's got characters.
It's got music.
Yeah.
I mean, the story is good. You know, it's a sports sort of story. You know, it's not exactly innovative or anything like that. But some of the ways that the matches go is not what you would expect. And the music is absolutely top tier. Same guy that did MHA.
Yeah.
The most recent one that we reacted to, it might have my favorite opening ever in terms of like the animation of it and
Yeah.
tied with the music.
Yeah.
Oh, damn,
That's a
it's
big
so
deal
good.
for anime, man. Like,
So good.
how excited are you to watch it each week? That is a big
So
deal.
excited.
Like, I get really excited to watch Naruto sometimes, but that opening we're on right now, I'm like, God damn it, let's get through this, and then we're gonna get excited.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Looks like chat's on my side.
All right.
All right,
I like
it's
it.
not better than Berserk. Don't get me wrong, but it's incredible.
And there was more opinions on Berserk for now.
It's true.
This is only Rick's opinion on Haikyuu.
That's true.
And I have nothing I can
And
say
Maggie's, and
about
she's
it.
probably texted me. She did text me last week for Fruits Basket, and she put that in S.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But I'm sure she's on board.
Yeah.
Next one is Harley Quinn.
Ooh, Harley Quinn.
That one was good. I had fun with it. The characters are definitely interesting. The story beats were fun and crazy, and it was there's some crazy stuff they did in that too. I'm trying to think of where I'd want to put something like that. Enjoyment wise out of it, like it was a lot of fun to watch. I'd probably go, man, I don't think it's S for me, but I think it's above C.
Yeah, definitely. I'm trying to think between A and B for me.
So like, yeah, I'm kind of
Also,
looking at like
just peeking behind the curtain a little thing, because of the nature of it was me, you, and Melanie.
sure.
We had to change our normal recording schedule. Just had to change because of, of certain factors. So we did watch it really quick too.
Sure. Yeah, it was a quick watch through for the most part.
So I'm between a high B and a low A.
I got that one, Aaron.
Where are you at?
You got what one?
I did
You
the
got
poll.
a poll.
Damn it.
Yeah, if there's one I'm not involved in, I can handle the poll.
Had fun. The voice actors themselves were good.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Jason Alexander in that. Just
Yeah.
there's some really good stuff. I'll go with
I'm trying to go with well, what do I not like about it? I mean,
yeah. What didn't I like about it?
it took me a while to get on board with Kelly Cuckoo's iteration of Harley. I
Okay.
think she did a good job, but it just doesn't I don't hear Harley much.
Sure.
The Poison Ivy Harley relationship I thought was done well,
Poison Ivy.
but I wasn't like all aboard the ship. I was just like, this makes sense. But I wasn't necessarily. That wasn't why I was coming back every week.
Sure.
And it had a lot of emphasis in season
No,
2.
but there's a lot of stuff too that they did throughout. There's a lot of characters and stuff. Some new characters they threw in. I think I would put it at B.
Okay, I'm good with B.
I think it's on the lower good side, not the higher good side.
Gotcha.
I
It
think
had
that works.
Bane in it, and
Clayface
has changed my life.
I love Bane. Bane was good. Bane was so good
Bane
in
was
that.
good, and Clayface was fantastic.
Loved him. Yeah, Alan Tudyk's great in it.
Alan Tudyk's Joker was amazing.
So
Yeah. Okay, I'm good with a B.
I would go with I'll go with B. I think I'm okay with B.
All right, Chad agrees with 56% coming in for B. Next one, Hellsing Abridged, which I had
Dang,
not
man.
seen. I've seen Hellsing.
Yeah.
Also, this is Hellsing Ultimate Abridged, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it was a thing that we were doing for Halloween. I had seen 3 episodes of the original Hellsing, so I knew a little, but not a lot. You guys, or Aaron, you were the one that really watched it just as that.
Yeah, I'd never seen it before.
Yeah.
I'd never seen the original Hellsing either, which I think you guys had, right? Like, had you seen some of the
I
Hellsing?
had, yeah.
Man, it's been so long too that I don't remember a whole lot. I do remember just laughing at a lot of parts.
It was funny. I wouldn't put it as high as Abridged, Dragon Ball Abridged.
Which is currently in A.
Yeah.
Sure, I can see that. I think it was fun abridged. The characters were interesting in it.
Yeah.
And I definitely laughed a good bit.
Mm-hmm.
But I also don't remember much about it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really remember any jokes. Whereas Dragon Ball Z Abridged that I've watched through
True.
once as well, I also I remember different jokes in that.
I agree.
You know?
I think Dragon Ball Z Abridged is up so high because, granted, yes, they're not responsible for the way it looks and the way it's paced. They are doing their own thing, but it's mostly the jokes and the way that they're able to reframe. Whereas I don't have much of that in my head on like to compare it to its original show.
Yeah.
I don't want to do the original show disservice by saying, so I don't know. I mean, there's some really good stuff in C that I would probably be comfortable putting it next to.
I think I would put it in C just because like I think it was fun. I think I enjoyed it, but like I said, I also don't have it like. I mean, we haven't picked it up.
Yeah.
Because I think it was like 2 episodes we still haven't done with it yet.
True.
There's there's just like there's something about it where it's just like it's not high on my priority list at the same time.
Yeah.
But I still enjoyed it.
It's weird to rank specifically this one. I feel like I can rank Dragon Ball Bridge way more than I can this one. This is like an uninformed opinion. I'll put it in C.
Yeah, C sounds good for me.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Next one, Heroes Reborn.
Oh man. You know what? I don't think it was very good, Aaron.
Heroes was a lot of fun.
Heroes Season 1 is...
I loved... Heroes Season 1
easily.
was so good. It
Heroes
was great.
Season 2 is not as good.
2 wasn't as good. 3 was pretty good.
3 was all right.
And then 4 wasn't as good.
Yep. And
I
then
feel
Heroes Reborn, I feel like, was worse than all these other
I
ones.
had so much hope that
Yeah.
they were going to do some really
Yeah.
good stuff with Heroes Reborn.
Yeah. Was
and
not great.
they just... The story didn't match.
Nope.
There was only like... Besides any of the old characters they had, there's
Yeah.
only like one new character that I was like, I kind of like this character.
Or HRG. Yeah.
And then what they did with some of the old characters
Yeah.
just was like, what?
I know. I'm really comfortable putting this very low.
I would say
How low
Based
will you
on-
go?
I would say watching that and
I think Batwoman's better than that.
I think what I cared for about it and whatnot, I have more fun watching Batwoman than what I had out of Heroes. So I would probably put it at an F.
And this is not a commentary on the Heroes show.
I think Heroes was really good. I binged through Heroes back in 2008 when Rick and I went to E-Frawl in LA. I was watching
on
that
the plane.
the whole time on the plane.
Peter
I was
Petrelli,
awake like
Siler.
all night watching it on my laptop in bed while Rick's trying to sleep and stuff, and getting up early the next. I was going through it so I loved it. Heroes was so good. Peter Petrelli and what they did with Heroes Reborn just.
Also, it gave us so much goddamn copyright problems and all
Yeah.
that stuff.
Yeah.
Heroes Reborn, our first F, ladies and gentlemen.
F for
I can't
fuck it.
believe I'm not involved in the first F. I feel
know.
left out.
That's it.
It's terrible.
Send it.
Yeah.
Can we get back to Game of Thrones?
I only tangentially believe that it deserves an F because I added the reactions and I heard your guys' comments about it. You're just really disheartened.
We were just really excited when it started, and
Yeah.
then we're like, all right, well, maybe this will happen. Maybe this will happen. Oh shit, none of that happened.
All
and
of
now we're
your
done.
all of your theories and ideas
I think
were
we're better.
so much better
Yep.
I
than
think
what happened in the show.
I think the things we were hoping to see happen that didn't happen were better than what they actually did in the show.
Yeah.
And then like they were talking about doing more, I think, and then they just canceled it and like, no,
Yep.
I always plan on it to end that way. I'm like, that way?
Yep.
That's
and
what
damn
you
shit.
You
wanted?
had a better ending with Heroes than you did
That's
with
an F.
Reborn.
This was your plan?
What's next?
Well, 87% in chat says E or F.
Yep. Okay. We're good.
Oh, you gave E and F in the same category?
Well, yeah. I figured like A and S in the same, but all right.
No, I do the A, B for good and D, E for bad.
Okay.
And that
I
way they can vote on
legitimately
the...
am like thinking
I'll do
about
it that
like
way.
I'm
The
thinking
high end of
about
the low
other
end.
things I think are bad and thinking like, well, maybe better than that.
All right. Next one is an ongoing one. Hunter x Hunter.
Ooh, shit.
This is tough.
It is tough.
Man,
We've been watching Hunter x Hunter for 2 years, baby.
We have been. Man, it's so tough. Like
Yeah.
it's hard to not.
right now, Hunter x Hunter is my favorite Hunter x Hunter,
Yeah.
and I feel like it might only get better.
Yeah.
But I don't know right now
don't
for
know.
sure.
I feel
one way or
like
another.
the way it's going, it can only go up.
I still don't like it as much as Yu Yu Hakusho. The Yu Yu Hakusho's not in this list.
It's an easy A.
Yeah.
The only reason I wouldn't
Sure.
say S right now is because everything else that's an S, barring Haikyuu,
We finished.
I've watched and I finished, and
Yeah.
I'm comfortable putting it there.
Exactly.
That's the only reason I'm not considering an S.
My first thought with it was to put it in A. I think it's above
Yeah.
average for me. I think I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe true. I haven't seen it all to see how it ends, and maybe that would really affect on where I want to put it. But right now, I think it's a really fun show, and I enjoy watching it a lot. And I
It's
feel
got a
like
lot of
A
great
is,
moments. It really defies expectations on
It
a lot of
really
points.
does.
It
yeah.
does.
It's got some great characters, some of which we don't get to see as often as I would like. It's got a great opening that it's been that opening the entire time.
Yeah.
Has not worn on us whatsoever. It's got some really good music.
Yeah.
There's some
Very good music.
some
Great
characters-
opening. That song that's just been listening to every week for 2 years. I'm not sick of it.
Nope,
No,
not sick
yeah.
of it all. It's got a
get sick of it.
fantastic power system.
Uh huh.
It
Like
does.
really
very
well
unique.
Yeah.
thought out with a lot of interesting intricacies. Man, I love it.
Yeah.
I think I put it in A.
No, it's a high A, low S for me.
Yeah.
Probably more high A.
I would put
Just
I would
because
put
we
A.
haven't finished it.
I'm looking at all the other S shows, and the majority of them, not only have I finished, but I've rewatched. So, I think it's a high A for me.
List subject to change.
Yep.
True. See, it's interesting. My first thought was like A is where I would put it.
Mhm.
S was like too high for it.
I understand.
And I was like, I don't think that
Yeah.
it goes that far. But I've tried to look at the other shows in the S tier, and I know, like, we have a thing, like, Rick's like, Berserk doesn't deserve A, you know, and, like, I understand that. I don't think
Speaking
necessarily
of-
this, you know, I don't know if, like, Haikyuu deserves S, but, like, just trying to look at, like, what we have, I'm like, I'm fairly happy with most of the S's. I still don't think Hunter x Hunter is up there yet.
I understand.
Not yet. Now, maybe when we finish it, maybe we'll feel differently.
Maybe.
Maybe it'll
But
be more cemented in our mind that it deserves an
I feel like Attack on Titan deserves to be up there, and I haven't finished it yet, you know?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
maybe once I finish it, maybe I think it deserves that, or maybe I think it deserves to drop down, you know?
Sure.
Like Game of Thrones, if before finishing
yeah.
it, I probably would have put
If
Game
we
of
had
Thrones
ranked it
much
before,
higher.
Yeah.
But having those last couple seasons, I'm kind of like, you know what? They kind of sullied it a little bit.
Well, and the thing with Hunter x Hunter too is like it's going to have an ending, but it's not going to be an ending like Attack on Titan ending, because the manga's still ongoing.
Still going.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I know we have a lot to get to, but now that you've seen at least one more episode of Berserk, does it go any higher?
No.
I don't want to spoil reactions, Rick.
Oh, come on. All right, fine.
We'll talk about reshuffling stuff towards the end.
Next one, Inhumans.
Oh, fuck. So this is what I was talking about when I said, like,
There's
Inhumans
other
is
shows.
really bad. But I had a good time reacting.
I did.
I think Inhumans is not better than Heroes Reborn. But I had a better time watching it.
Sure. Sure. We also didn't have, like, any connection to the characters or anything then, where we did have that with heroes and stuff.
No, it's an F for me, dog.
It just the way Inhumans, like,
It wasn't so bad it's good. Our reactions were it's so bad it's good.
Your reactions were Mystery Science Theater 3000.
I was
good,
just like, yeah.
but nothing could make that better.
I really don't think so. Like, it was a lot of fun. I don't know why it was so much fun watching it, but, like, plot points didn't work. Characters didn't work. Like,
Because you didn't need to take it seriously.
locations barely worked.
You gave up.
Like Rick, The Room is one of your favorite movies of all time. But if you were told to like rank how good a movie, like how well it's been made, how good it is,
Dog shit.
Dog shit.
Yeah.
That's how
Of
I
course.
kind of feel about Inhumans to a far lesser degree than you
Okay,
feel about
I got
The Room.
you.
One of
to a far lesser degree.
the best character they had never spoke.
Yeah.
You know what I
Right.
mean?
Man, that says a lot right
That
there.
was the best character they had. He didn't speak at all. So-
There were some really good actors in there, and they could not elevate that material.
Yeah.
They just couldn't, you know?
I mean, probably a lot of it is in the editing, too.
I mean,
Well, a lot of it is fucking Scott Buck, who ruined
Well,
Dexter.
Yeah.
So,
Scott
I'm sorry,
Fuck.
but fucking Scott Buck.
Christopher Lee's amazing, but he has not been able to elevate some material.
Yeah.
It happens.
I mean, in terms of like budget, the resources given, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is an S tier right now, and it has the same amount of resources that Inhumans had, because it was a television show, not necessarily connected to the MCU, not under Marvel Studios. It was just Marvel TV. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. took that. That was one of the most impressive things about it, was able to take a little, make a lot.
Sure.
And Inhumans felt like it took more than what Agent S.H.I.E.L.D. had and made a lot less of it. F, baby.
Yeah.
All right.
No, I put this on F.
We got
I
two
definitely think
Fs
it's below
this year.
Batwoman. I don't know how people think Batwoman's less than that. I saw
Did
people
they
like
not watch the second season
I
yet?
saw people being like, it's worse than Batwoman, and I was
It's
like,
worse than
you
Batwoman.
haven't watched Batwoman if you're or
You haven't
Inhumans or
watched
something.
Inhumans.
100% agree.
Batwoman is not the worst show I've ever watched.
It's not. It has
it's
elements of coherence.
Yeah,
Whereas
there's some
Inhumans
story
did-
there. There's some
That's a
characters.
Pokemon.
There's some plot.
Settlements.
There's things happening. I've watched shows that have had
Yeah.
none of that. It is
Sure.
not the worst show ever. It's just not as good as it should be. That's what it
Batwoman
is.
Yeah.
is not. I don't love Batwoman, but I get annoyed at the people that just completely write it off, because I feel like you can debate it. I don't think you can debate Inhumans.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah.
The fucking, you have a king? We had a king. We'll help you. It's like, what? You don't even know this guy.
Goddamn surf ninjas.
We had a king once.
Oh, okay.
Let us help you.
No,
It's like,
okay,
what
we
the
gotta
hell are you
stop. I'm
talking
gonna
about?
put an E.
All right. Chat 84% says F. So they agree. Next one is Iron Fist. I'm making this poll, Aaron.
Iron Fist.
We didn't skip
love
Hellsing Abridged.
Season 2 way more than Season 1. Again, Scott Buck, Season 1.
Yeah.
The Scott Buck
Scott
thing,
Buck.
man. It's,
He's.
was he involved in Heroes Reborn too? Because
No.
I'm gonna look it up.
it seems like everything
He
he's
was
involved in is just like
Yeah.
not great. I do think second season was a lot better.
Yeah.
Right? Like I had more fun watching that, and it just felt more coherent and more.
The problem with Iron Fist for me is that I enjoyed things more than the fighting. And when you're like pitching that show, you should enjoy the fighting the most.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah,
and that's its
definitely.
huge fault. Like I loved Ward so much, you know?
Sure.
I even liked Danny, but I absolutely adored Colleen, you know?
Yeah, I agree there.
The villain, what's his name? Ice Cream, that guy.
Do you like ice cream?
Yeah, Faramir. Like he was
Yeah.
he was good and I
Yeah.
enjoyed him, but he doesn't feel like a Iron Fist villain to me, you know? Whereas Davos felt like an Iron Fist villain in season 2. So I put it on the level of Black Lightning for me.
I'm kind of in the D or E range. I'm trying to figure out what my thoughts are on it. I think that I think the second season is definitely better, and it ended at a point. Damn it! Now you're ending, where I'm like, I was actually starting to get like invested and
Agreed.
enjoying, and was really liking it.
That's not the show's fault, but I get you. Like getting canceled, you know?
Sure, no, I
Okay.
get that too.
Funnily enough, the guy who replaced Scott Buck for season 2 of Iron Fist was the writer and producer of Heroes Reborn.
How about that? It
It's
improved
M.
a
Raven
lot, but
Metzner.
it still wasn't the best. You know? There are better fights in
What a twist.
some of these other shows than there are in Iron Fist, and I feel like that's unforgivable.
I
Like their priorities were not in order for that show.
sure.
Where I hope Shang-Chi is.
I think I would put it at E, because I'm also trying to
Yeah.
think of like part of me. What I'm thinking about is like
Blood
the
of
other
Zeus,
defenders,
Black Lightning,
right?
American Gods.
Um,
See, I had Black Lightning at the lower part of D.
yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I might, especially considering the other Defender shows, I wouldn't be.
I'm trying to think like the other
uncomfortable
Defender
with E.
shows and stuff too, and like where they're gonna go. Like that Daredevil's the best one I think out of those. Like I really enjoy Daredevil and stuff, and like how the other one's gonna fall in line.
Sure.
I think E works.
Yeah.
Especially since the first season of
Okay.
Iron Fist was its weakest, whereas
Yeah.
Black Lightning started off really strong.
Agreed.
And kind of brought you into it, and then it's like, well, what is it doing? Whereas like they
Yeah.
were trying to catch up by the end, and I think you need to have a strong first season to really get those people attached and stuff. And
I would go E. It's not as bad as the ones on F.
I would have put it
I
at
think
a
it's
D.
better than Batwoman. No, maybe not. I don't know.
I really don't know. I mean, they're both. I don't know. There's something, especially something about season 1 that just didn't work for me in Iron Fist, where it's like, well, we watched it at least, and it's going to be connected, and then after Defenders, it got much better.
Yeah.
I personally would have put Iron Fist seasons 1 and 2 at a D.
At D.
But you guys with that fucking aluminum foil, it's a hard
Okay,
E for
Aaron,
me.
let's change ours up to a D.
No,
He's
mine's
got-
an F now.
It's a C now.
Son of a
I think
bitch.
E. Send it.
Okay. Chat thinks D with 49%.
Gotcha. We're harsh today.
I mean,
We need to fill the bottom half.
We
it's
do.
not
We
about
put-
filling the tiers. It's
put
about
Gurren
putting the
Lagann
shows
up
where
S.
we
We're good.
believe they deserve to be.
Next one is I Zombie.
I think Aaron only has the ranking on this one.
Zombie. Dang, man. The show itself was like a procedural crime solving kind of thing.
Now you finished this, but not on the channel.
I did not finish it on the channel. I finished it at home with Melanie for the last season. We watched it and it was okay. For the most part, my favorite thing about the show was Rose McIver. I thought she did a really good job because like the premise was that she was a zombie, and to solve these crimes, she would eat the brains of the victims, and then it would help her get visions to see what had happened.
Okay.
But when she did that as well, she would usually get like personality traits from those characters.
Oh, okay.
So they would be just these like ridiculous types of situations
Sounds
where
like a fun premise.
she would be becoming these people.
Yeah.
And you would see Rose McIver like change, like
Gotcha.
every episode she would be performing differently as a new person, you know? And I really liked how like believable for the most part most of those situations were, whether she had to be a news anchor for like a weather station, or she had to be a stripper or some kind of Instagram star or whatever, you know, like she would have these different types of aspects. Also, a lot of the other characters in that were pretty good. It also had a teabag in it. Like he was in there, you know, like he's a good actor. He was one of the best parts of season 4.
Yeah.
You know, like he's a good actor and stuff. So
And it's like a procedural, right?
yeah, it's like a procedural. Later on, it's like it does like what some shows do, where it's very episodic, and then as it continues going on, it starts getting more and more like each episode's connecting to the next one more so and more so until it's
Like
not
more into arcs.
until it's not about crime anymore or
Right.
something. You know,
Okay.
it kind of starts going those ways. It was based on a comic, but the comic is very different.
Okay.
So, I think I would probably put it. I don't know. Trying to look at like the other shows and stuff too that we have. I think that it's not like an amazingly good show. It wasn't like top tier for me or anything, but it's also not bad. I could probably just put it in C. I think I feel comfortable with it being kind of just in the average park of like it's a procedural crime kind of show that has like a fun little twist to it, but it's not necessarily more or less than that, you know?
So the procedural thing is like you've seen 100 shows like that, but the premise of it is what elevates it to
Yeah, like
average.
it's like if it didn't have like the premise and the characters, like the actors they had for it, I'd probably take it lower because it's just like there's a lot of shows that are like this. But
Yeah.
the premise gives it a fun little twist, and the actors are actually really good. But I think that just keeps it from dropping too low for me. So I'd
Got
put
it.
it in C.
All right. Chat B to C 44%.
B to C.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next one, Jessica Jones. Breaking into the J's.
David Tennant's performance in season 1 really fucking awesome.
It was really good.
Kristen Ritter's also she nailed that character. I mean,
She
it's-
really did.
You know, she was casted very well, so like it was hard for her to fail at it.
Yeah.
But
I mean, just like other of the Defenders shows.
yeah,
Like they were casted for that character very well.
yeah,
I think the
man.
first season is really elevated because of David Tennant.
It is.
Character, because he just does such a good job of that character.
Like some of the things that we see in Barry, like definitely happened on set for real with David Tennant.
Sure. I do think, how many seasons were there? 2 or 3?
There were 3, right?
I think there was only 2.
I'll look it up.
Man, I'm trying to remember because it all blends together. I'm trying to remember where one starts and the next one ends. There was a later part into it where either the second season or if there was a third season where there was a specific character that I know we had issues with
Yep.
like the whole time, and
Yep,
it was just
3 seasons.
There were 3 seasons.
Yeah.
And it was just getting very annoying I felt like we've already tread over this. We're doing it again. Why are we doing it this way? And it got more annoying, I think, with that
Yeah.
stuff than it did prior when we took care of like
Yeah.
kind of the same stuff in season 1. So I feel like some of that stuff brings it down
Brings
for
it
me.
down. It's definitely not on the level of Daredevil for me, so I don't consider A. I'm between B and C for it.
Sure. And we still have Luke Cage and Defenders, right? Because we haven't gotten to
We
to
got
Defenders yet.
Defenders.
Did we?
Hey,
Yeah, it's in C.
It's in C.
I want
Defenders
you
in C.
cray,
I would
cray.
say Defenders probably should go in C because it's very like
Yeah.
those characters are most like themselves, but it's in the middle of the pack.
What about Hey, I like your cray cray?
That elevated it for me.
The thing that brings it up the most for me, I think, is Kristen Ritter and David Tennant.
Yeah.
I think like
I think it also introduced Luke Cage too, didn't it?
yeah, it did. That was the first time you saw him.
Yeah.
I would go with a B, I think, for it. I think I think I enjoyed it more than I did Defenders, and
Yeah.
especially because of David Tennant's role in it. Like
Yeah.
that one just made it so
Yeah.
much better.
As much as Arrow.
Yeah.
Dude, David
I mean,
Tennant was
no
so good.
villain in Arrow other than maybe Deathstroke got to David Tennant levels.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And even
if I were,
then,
if
he's
I were
better-
going to
he's better
judge
than
season,
Deathstroke.
if I were going to judge season 1 by itself, it would go an A alongside the best of Daredevil.
I might go
But
with
if I
you
were
with there.
going to
Like,
do season 2 and 3, it would probably be in D.
I definitely understand that because later when we get to shows that have 10, 11, 12 seasons, that's going to take it down for me just because there's so many opportunities for like this is not great, this is good, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah,
I'm good with it being in B.
I was going to say C, I think, but I'm good with B.
Okay. B it is. Chat agrees. B to C, 77%.
Gotcha.
Next one, I don't know if we've seen enough to rate. Jujutsu Kaisen.
Ooh, we've seen enough to have early access available. I've been, we don't want to spoil reactions or anything, but I will say that I've enjoyed the show more each time we watch it.
Yeah. It's probably a high B for me right now.
I think the best thing to do with it is just put it in C and then determine it later on when we've seen more.
I might agree, but it does have maybe the best ending theme in animation of any anime for a long time.
Man, yeah, it's
Like
it's up there.
I really enjoy the show, but when it ends, I don't get angry.
I don't get angry, no.
Not at all.
I want to watch another episode
And
for the ending.
I'm super glad that it has the after credits thing that we have to watch the ending for.
Yeah, me too.
So
I get to watch that every time. Oh man,
So I would probably say C until we have more
That's
on it.
fair.
Because we don't have too many episodes of it.
Agreed.
All right.
I mean, it's only on the list because we wanted to do that tease last time. So.
it's true.
That's true. No, I mean, I would certainly rank it better than Demon Slayer, even
Yeah.
what I've seen so far, but it is early. So I'll just put it over here to the side.
Gotcha.
I didn't do the poll for it yet.
I didn't either because I didn't know if we were ranking it.
Yep.
So.
People are gonna rate it S.
I'll give him a minute on that one, but we can go to the next one.
All right, next one is Legends of Tomorrow.
Ooh.
Man.
It's hard to rank something you're fucking in, baby.
Yeah, it's an S.
Well, I'm not.
For those
in
that
it,
don't know,
F.
me and Aaron were in Legends of Tomorrow, season 4, episode 1?
I think it was 4-1. That sounds right.
We're in the first 10 seconds, baby.
Yeah. So it's Legends of Tomorrow's.
Yep.
Just got it's kind of like Doom Patrol.
It is.
It's got a way of being able to
It
just
became
do
like Doom Patrol.
some of the most ridiculous things that it could do,
Yeah.
and it works. But it wasn't like that in the first season.
Nope.
First season it was very grounded, and honestly, is probably my least favorite season of the series. The villain is kind of fun, but he's just fun
Yeah.
in like a campy, like it's fun to
Yes.
make fun of, you know?
Yes, agreed.
Otherwise, he's just like he's always there.
But I mean, the cast of the first season is the strongest cast, in my opinion.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah, I think so too.
It still had it's become less grounded as it's gone. I mean, just yesterday or the day before, Aaron and I were describing a scene from Legends of Tomorrow to these two guys, and we couldn't stop laughing to be able to explain it well enough. That's how much fun we have.
You should do the poll as the letter B, space B-O for Bebo.
Shut up, Calvin.
I'm not going to do that.
So where does it go? So we got the CWD. I think this is probably one of the better CWDC shows. Like you got Arrow, Flash, Legends, and stuff. Like I really loved Arrow. Legends, I think, is up there with Arrow for me.
I mean, I've never related harder than when this character said that his entire life had changed because George Lucas didn't make Star Wars. I don't think I've ever related so much to a thing, and it surprised me as it happened, you know?
Sure.
And yeah, it gets into some crazy stuff.
Man.
It's also an interesting show because it took not rejects, but secondary characters
Side
from all the
characters,
other
right?
shows and
Yeah.
put them together into a team thing.
Yeah.
You know, and then it found its way as the show went on, as opposed to what it was initially made to be. And I mean, dude, that Bebo scene when he's back in the Vikings, I don't know if I've ever laughed harder.
There is some funny scenes and stuff in it. Sure.
Did you laugh as hard as I laughed during Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
Well, that not as often, but I have laughed as hard. Yes.
Nice.
Like ringing in your ears, laughter, ringing in both your ears. Just one, mine, but it's nonetheless, Rick.
True. It's 100% for you.
But are you in Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
Oh, no. No. I thought you meant the reaction. Well, yes, but no.
So, but I'm between A or B. I feel like I don't think I can put it at an S. I think the first season was a little weak. It didn't do great.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's above
hesitate
average
putting it
for me.
above Arrow.
You think it should be above Arrow?
Just from the way you
I
guys have talked
hesitate, I
about
don't know.
Legends and having seen the first 5 seasons of Arrow, I think that it deserves to go above Arrow.
I mean,
With
Legends
no
just hasn't
personal
had
experience
as much
of my
time.
own.
It also has shorter seasons, so it doesn't
does.
overstay its welcome too much. You know.
It does, but I think that also helps add to the strength because they keep shorter seasons so that they don't have a whole lot of dragging on with some of their stuff. You know.
I mean, my favorite parts of Legend don't equal my favorite parts of Arrow, but I have least favorite parts of Legends than I do Arrow.
Sure. Yeah.
Sure.
If you want to throw it A, I'm comfortable, but if we throw it B, I'd be comfortable too. So I'm between A and B, so you get the deciding one.
Dang.
If it goes in B, you have to move Arrow down to the bottom of B
What?
and put Legends above it in that slot.
I think leave Legends on A.
Okay.
I think we do that.
And if anybody's like, why'd you do this? I'm like, motherfucker, we're in it.
Exactly.
If you want your show to be rated higher, put us in it.
We're not in Arrow.
So biased.
It's our list. We do
That's
what I
what
want.
ranking is. It's bias.
It really is.
Chat gave 8B 62%.
Gotcha.
Next is Legion, which I will start
Man,
with.
Legion. We only did one season of that,
We only
right?
did one season
Yeah.
and we didn't continue.
Yeah, just because, I mean, Legion fell victim to just our schedule because I really enjoyed it, but it was also a really challenging show. So when it came back and we're like, well, we don't have room for it, we'll try to pick it up later. We just continued to be like, well, I don't know if, like, for me at least, I was like, I want to watch it, but I don't know how much work I want to put into thinking. You know?
We really, like, fried our brains trying to wrap our heads around
Yeah.
that.
I mean, and it requires you to. I mean,
Yeah.
it in my opinion, it's not really a show that you can just watch and, like, enjoy. You have to really, I had to work hard, you know?
Sure.
I'm dumb, but I mean, I'm ranking.
I mean, after watching that show, I felt dumb too. So
I mean, yeah, it was an interesting show. There's lots of things going on in that show.
yeah.
Um,
We're only judging the first season, you know?
Yeah.
I know that it's finished now.
yeah, there's some more seasons, so I don't know how it ends off with that. I think part of it is like, well, what I know of the first season, what I thought of it there, and because I haven't seen the other ones, I'd probably put this at C.
Okay.
Just because, like, I think there's some interesting stuff they did. I think there's some things that they could do, given whatever the show does more of. But it also could, like, I could watch more of that, and it just drops, and it's not that good.
Yeah.
Or it does some really amazing things with that, and it gets a lot better. But
yeah,
I don't know if I have enough on it to be able to.
I mean,
I'm
that
comfortable with
decision
putting
later
it
on.
in C as well because, like, I enjoyed watching it. I enjoyed, like, theorizing about it with you guys. But when we didn't pick it up for the next season, I didn't miss it.
yeah. See, the
You
thing
know?
is that should I judge it for it being confusing? Because its main character is literally insane
Sure.
and is literally trying to figure things out, you know? So, but to be able to keep up with even where he is, it felt like a lot of work. So, yeah, I'm comfortable with C.
Well, it's because you had to think, like, 4 steps ahead.
There's so much work to understand this show.
We're dumb.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I want to be dumb and watch TV.
I'll stick with C.
Yeah.
All right, C. And if you think we missed a show, it probably starts with the.
Yeah.
And will come along with the T's.
Yeah.
Yep.
Next one does not start with a T. It starts with an L. Lost. So Aaron has seen all of Lost. Eric has seen all of Lost.
I have.
I am reacting to
Maybe.
Lost, and I'm in season 2.
Like 10 times.
And I have seen season 2.
Yep.
You might want to end that Legion poll early. I accidentally made it a little long.
Did you make it 2 minutes?
I made it 3.
3.
I know. Madness.
All right. I'll just do the whole-
Man.
We can't go into too much detail because of Rick being here, especially for some stuff, but
Yeah, and I won't look at chat.
yeah.
I really like Lost. I like it a lot. I don't know if it's S tier for me right now at this moment.
Yeah.
I think it could be. I just think I need a few more answers. I need to know how
Yes.
those answers are handled.
Sure.
But like, it does really great character work so far.
It does.
I've been
Which is like, as much of it's a mystery box. It's how those characters can respond to, and how you feel about their response to those mysteries. You know. I mean, I really, really love Lost, but I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna, I want to say S just so I can be like, well, that way anybody else's rankings has to automatically go up, but I think fairly I would put it in A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Calvin, I know Calvin's seen a little bit of it.
Yeah.
I don't remember where he ended.
I don't remember where I ended either.
I think Lost is an S if it has some editing after the fact, is what I would say.
Yeah. I mean, there's some really good stuff in Lost. There's some other things that are kind of maybe not. Like, it just kind of really fluctuates a little bit.
Yeah.
On various opinions. And I've heard it from different people, too, of, like, some people love it. Some people are like, it's okay.
Yeah, people that love it, people that don't understand.
It was...
No.
I like the characters in it. Like I said, I watched it years ago, and I watched it by myself, so I didn't have the same kind of experience that Rick is getting.
Sure.
At the point that I stopped, I felt like it was starting to pick up. But before that, I was just kind of like waiting for something to happen.
Yeah.
At the part where it started picking up, I feel like I would be comfortable putting it in C or
I'm
B.
trying to figure out how far he made it. Because I feel like
I don't know.
a lot has happened.
I would never put it in a C.
I definitely enjoyed the show because I remember this, along with Heroes, was one where I just binged a good chunk of it.
Yeah.
Just going on, I would go back to like Walmart and buy another pack of like DVDs for the next season so I could watch it and see what happened next.
Yeah. Also, in terms of first too, like this was the first show ever broadcast in HD. Like it's one of the first major like broad, scope water cooler shows, and it like created a lot of online forums that are still alive today.
Sure.
So there's that. That's not necessarily on the show, but like it was a big cultural thing at a certain point.
I think I would put it at B. I think is where I would put it.
Yeah.
I think it's like I definitely enjoyed the show. There's lots of stuff. There's a few things that I don't like as much. There's some things that I really like,
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna go with B for it.
Yeah, I wish it was a little more subtle sometimes.
Yep.
In some of its themes.
Yep.
But I really like all of its themes.
I know.
I think I put it in A
I'm.
right now.
I would absolutely put it in A. I'm trying to tell myself, can I have credibility and push it to S?
Well, you can vote S. I think the other votes on the table will still leave it in A.
Because I think it deserves A. So do I play the game? No, I don't know.
So I said A.
Uh-huh.
What'd you say, Aaron?
I said B.
You said B, and you said C, Calvin?
I said C or B.
Well, let's just put it in A then.
That sounds good to me.
What?
I didn't finish it, Agent J.
Yeah.
I'm still alive.
No, we don't, Rick.
All right. What'd chat say for that one? Looks like A or B, 65%.
I think. Yeah.
We'll get to it when we get to it,
Are you
Adrian.
good with it being an A, Aaron? That
No, I mean mine was B, but
yeah.
I don't know. I think there's some things in there that I enjoy more in A than I did Lost, but we got what we got. We had 2 A's, I guess. And that if you add 2 A's and a B and a C, I guess you get A.
Yeah.
I mean, there's things in A that
I mean, for
I
me,
enjoyed less than Chernobyl, and Chernobyl's in a B.
Yeah, like I enjoy it more than anything in B, I think. For
it's
me.
a low A.
Plus, you guys didn't react with me, and that's a lot of fun. Me and Rick have a great time watching Lost stuff all the time. I love when John Locke says hello to someone. Oh my god,
All right.
that's S. That's S tier, baby.
What's next on the list?
Lovecraft Country.
Oh man,
That was one that I was not expecting. Like it kind of just showed up,
Yeah.
Yeah, I had zero expectations other than the name Lovecraft. I really like Lovecraft.
Yeah.
It's not really Lovecraft,
Sure.
Not really H.P. Lovecraft.
Well,
but
it's
it's a good horror show.
isn't it based on like a book that's talking about Lovecraft or something?
It's based on a book called Lovecraft Country. I haven't read the book.
Yeah, but that book is not a Lovecraft book. It's just takes some things from Lovecraft.
Sure,
think,
yeah.
or
I mean, it
something.
has some creatures that, resemble creatures from Lovecraft.
Yeah.
A few themes here and there, but it's
But that wasn't the scariest part of that show.
no.
And that show made things like, I don't know, it was challenging in a good and bad way. Like when a character triumphed, I never felt like prouder of a character, and I can't say that for a lot of other shows.
Sure.
Like pride in a character, you know?
Yeah.
Really
And
good.
It also had some good like horror moments.
Yeah.
But then it also had moments that were like realistic horror.
Agreed.
Like it had the slowest car chase
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
the world that was so tense.
Yeah.
You know, like there was so much tension there.
So
and
much.
It was crazy.
It's got a lot of great commentary.
It does. I mean, I understand that it's a show that's, I think, meant to go on, but if I'm judging just the first season, I don't think it stuck its landing super well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think its penultimate episode is its crescendo, and its ending is kind of like, and then we tie this up.
like I like the ending, but it didn't blow me away. Which I feel like that's especially important in horror.
Yeah.
That it really leaves you feeling something, whatever that something is.
Yeah.
That like it saves it for the end.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I get you there.
But it's kind of like Cowboy Bebop in a way for me in that like every episode felt like a different song or genre.
Oh, yeah.
It did.
Yeah.
Which was really cool, but it still fit, right?
Yeah, it still all fit.
Like you had like the body horror types of episodes, or you had like the ghost haunted house stories, and like each one's different, and it's really cool to have like that fluctuation.
Yeah, well,
but also
and I
make
think
it make
it's harder
sense.
to do that too as a writer
Yeah.
and like a showrunner. Like it's easy to just keep doing the same thing and ride what you're comfortable with.
Sure.
But having to mix it up like that, I think, is impressive.
Sure.
That being said, I think it's a B.
I think it's a B. I think if it stuck its landing for season 1, I would be comfortable throwing it an A, but I think it's a B. I think it's a mid B for me.
You mean just a B?
Well, I was about ready. When I said the A thing, and then I was kind of rethinking it. Like, no, I think it would have been high B. Now it's like a mid-low B. Just because I felt like the ending didn't land well. I mean, it landed, just not like they do that kind of shake when they, when an
It's
Olympic lands.
some really great performances.
Yeah.
That just tear your heart out.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah.
I'm kind of close to like A, maybe bring it down to a B, like somewhere in that range,
Yeah.
because it touched on some really good themes.
Sure.
Like some topics and stuff in there. It had a fun story. It also had some things. It was like, Jesus, what's this? And you're like, all right.
Yeah.
But the ending was a little wonky with it, I guess.
Some of the
Like,
effects were great too.
the
That-
ending could have been. I was
That's
okay with the
crazy
ending, but it
opening
could have
scene.
been better. So,
Yeah.
and I don't know if that is because they are leaving anything for more or what, but I don't know. I could
It had
go.
some great body gore in it too.
It does.
Body horror, absolutely.
Yeah.
Body horror was
Yeah.
really good. In it.
No, not
I would
gore,
go.
horror, you're
And
right.
for TV.
Yeah.
I would go with
TV.
A. I think.
I'm
me.
comfortable with A. I think.
You've almost
mean-
talked me into it.
And just especially because it's just one season, you might have if this thing had 3 or 4 or 5 seasons,
It might not work as well.
It might not work it well. It might be closer to I'm trying to separate what I think is good and what I love sometimes.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think I still leave it in B.
Okay.
But it's a high B.
Okay.
I'd leave it in B too.
Did you think?
I haven't watched it.
Oh, you didn't watch it? You weren't in that?
No,
Okay,
he
well,
wasn't in
wasn't
there,
in
actually.
Calvin,
That's right.
I don't fucking care what you say then. All right, I'll go with A. What did you guys? What are we putting it then? We going B?
A B for me.
Yeah.
So 2 B's and an A.
It's a high B.
So B. High B. Twitch voted 56% at A, B, and 28% at C.
Got it.
Okay. All right. Next one, Lucifer.
Lucifer's hard to rank for me.
It is. I feel like the proceduralness of it really hurts it. Like I feel like there's some great characters in there.
Yeah.
There's some great, like,
Chemistry for me.
and some great ongoing stories
Yeah.
as well. But
Yeah.
like, The procedure stuff is just such a distraction, and it feels so useless so much of the time.
Yes, I agree. But also, I kind of enjoy it.
I see that's the thing too.
Like I felt that way season 1, and now at this point, I'm just like, it's that guy. That guy did it. And then half the time I'm right.
It's fun.
I enjoy both portions of it, like the procedural, the predictable, like that part, and then also the story arcs that I want to see more of. Mm-hmm. Like, if it did one of either of those two things, it wouldn't be the same show.
What season are we on right now? 3?
3,
I think. Yeah.
Okay.
I would probably say, character-wise and stuff, I enjoy. I have a lot of fun with the show. Procedurally, it's okay.
Yeah.
I'd probably go with a B on this one. I think I enjoy it more, and that may be because of like it could be because of the show. It could be because of the reactions with that. Like I had a procedural with iZombie as well.
Yeah.
But something about Lucifer, I feel like I like more as a whole than I did for iZombie.
It's got some really great music,
so I'm gonna go with
too.
the B for me.
I just feel like it's a conundrum for me sometimes because, like, the current season that we're on now, the story and it's like one of the series regular that's in this season, right? Like, I don't want to go too far into it in case no one's seen it, but like sometimes I don't know. I feel like I like it more than I should. I think
Sure.
it's better than it should. I don't know. It's like what Tom Ellis does when he's like, when he charms people. You know, I've been charmed by Lucifer.
But not. I haven't been charmed as much as I was charmed with Cobra Kai.
No,
Sure.
yeah, I get that.
You know,
I'm just like, that show, Lucifer has one of the worst sword fights I've ever seen in my life put to film, and I loved it.
So where are you thinking you want to put it then, Eric?
It's so hard to like give a letter and then look at the stuff that's in that category and be like, is it as good as
that's
this
what
or
makes
worse
it
or
more
better?
difficult
Yeah.
as we go on.
I'm not even looking at the shows. Like for me, I'm trying to rank everyone on their own for
Like,
the most part.
I feel like it should be a high D or mid C, but I want to put it B. That's how I feel.
Tom Welling.
Okay, high B.
I would put it at a high B as well.
And I only say that, I feel like I should put it there because the show has charmed me over a normal procedural show, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I do really like it. For me, it's in the C and D territory.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure which one.
Yeah. What'd you guys say?
I said B.
Would you, Calvin?
I said B as well.
I feel like I like it in the same way that I liked Bridgerton. I liked it better than Bridgerton, but I like it in the same way. I don't know.
I think I'll give it a C.
Fuck.
I'll give it a C.
What'd you say, Eric?
Fuck.
But that's what's your answer though?
I like it better than Doctor Who.
You like it better than Doctor Who?
Yeah.
Really?
I think it's more consistent than Doctor Who.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I get what you mean there. I guess.
I mean, I like Doctor Who,
yeah,
but
I
Doctor
kinda
Who
get what
has
you mean.
Some,
It has
Doctor
higher
Who has
highs.
dropped its ball.
Chad's
lot
not
of
happy about
times.
that.
Oh no, that's
opinion.
fine.
I get what you
I'm
mean
not
about
on
like
Jack's
there's more
thing. I'm going
Oh,
fluctuation.
no, I understand.
I think
Yeah.
there's more fluctuation in Doctor Who than there is in
Yeah.
Lucifer.
Oh yeah.
But I think as a whole, for me, Doctor Who I enjoy better than I do Lucifer.
I'm just saying, like, Doctor Who has had episodes where I'm like, this episode wasn't good.
Sure.
Lucifer
Well,
hasn't had this episode it wasn't good moment for me yet. It just hasn't. So I'm comfortable
Yeah.
putting a B.
Although it is something to be pointed out. We watched 11 or 12 seasons of Doctor Who.
Sure.
We've only watched 3 of Lucifer.
Agreed.
Sure.
No, agreed. But I mean, that's like I said, that factors into my ranking.
Yeah, I mean, you got to
How
rank it
long
as it is
something's
right
there.
now.
I mean, that's how much I liked parts of Doctor Who. That's how high it is. You know.
Yeah, if we're going to rank shows we're currently reacting to, you just got to rank it based on how you feel about it right now.
No, yeah. I
Agreed.
get you.
So I said C. Where was everyone else?
B.
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 All right. B
Sounds
it
like
is.
B.
We're on our room in B.
We
are.
knew we were going
We need
to.
to start spreading out.
You get some time. You
I mean,
get room
it's-
in there.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
like I said before, we're gonna have to start at some point, like moving these and adjusting them based on the shows we've seen, not
Yeah.
everything else, and how it bell curves everything.
We can compress some of these as well.
Yeah,
For
I'll
next week
compress
and
a
make
little
some
bit
more room.
as we start talking about the next one, which is Luke Cage.
Luke Cage.
Man, it's way better than Iron Fist.
It is. I agree.
It's not as good as Jessica Jones.
I think that for me, like, I remember one thing is like I enjoyed some stuff of it. There was a character in particular. I'm like, that's how they're gonna do that character, like that. That's where we go with it.
No, yeah.
And then like some of the later season stuff was like okay, but then not. But they had some really good characters.
They had some really amazing characters, and they just took it in a different way than what I was expecting, or maybe would have liked to have seen.
Like I loved. Let's see, season 1 had Cottonmouth, right? And he just had like that way of talking,
Man,
and
half Cottonmouth, right?
You know, he just had that laugh thing that he did.
Yeah, but then it went to Diamondback.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was okay.
You know?
But then later on, we had the Bushmaster. Bushmaster was so good.
Stokes, Mariah Stokes.
Yeah, like that was. I love. He was such a fun character.
yeah.
And
I
stuff,
loved his
too.
face.
He had such an amazing face.
Great face.
Like I don't say that a lot about a lot of people,
Yeah.
but his face.
His face.
Like I can compliment other people's like eyes or their hair or something, but his face was amazing.
I can compliment Duke Simon's everything.
Man, I don't know. I feel like there's some characters I love in it, but then they just didn't do some of the stuff right that I'm just
Yeah.
kind of like, I don't know where I really want to put it. Like, had they done this for the whole season, or had they done this until this episode, or whatever, I feel like I'd have been a little different with it. But
Yeah. I feel like it's a C.
I'm kind of
for me.
at C,
Yeah.
maybe D. I'm not sure. Actually, maybe Luke Cage should be at C, and maybe Defenders should be at D. I don't know. I'm trying to remember what my thoughts and like how Defenders played out and what I think of that one. You know, like it's just like I definitely think Daredevil's the best one of them. Right?
Like I definitely think Daredevil deserves an A. Jessica Jones deserves a B. I don't think Luke Cage was better than Jessica Jones, but I definitely think it was better than Defenders. I do feel like maybe Defenders should move down and leave a spot for Luke Cage.
I don't know. I feel like Defenders is a low C and Luke Cage is a high C for me.
Yeah, it could be.
what if Defenders though is just like a high bad and Luke Cage is average?
I bad.
I mean, Defenders has Charlie Cox in it.
Well, sure it does.
Yeah.
I will say no more.
I don't know. I feel like, and maybe it's because of like just the way things spread and what I'm thinking about. But I think Luke Cage. I think I could see Luke Cage as C, but I definitely think it's better than Defenders. And I think I think if we put Luke Cage at C, Defenders should drop to D.
And I definitely understand wanting to make sure we have a good spread, but I don't want like later shows to be affected by that and earlier shows weren't. You know.
Well, I'm affecting an earlier show because of a later show.
Yeah, I get you.
You know, like it's actually the other way.
So you want to move Defenders down?
I kind of feel like moving Defenders down right now.
Yeah.
What do you think, Eric?
It's 2v1, so I don't feel about it so strongly that I would fight.
Like it's a high D for Defenders.
Like I wouldn't do it, but if they want to do it, I'm not going to veto it.
I think we do that.
Well, if we had vetoes, Berserk would be an S tier right now.
That's not how the veto works.
Well, veto works. However, the vetoer wants it to work.
Yeah, I'm
All
comfortable
right.
with that.
I think put Defenders down to D and Luke
Yeah.
Cage goes into C.
Okay.
C for Cage.
We had 61% say C for Cage.
Okay.
And Luke Cage, which is our last L,
Hmm.
as we move into Mob Psycho.
Baby. One of my favorite dubs. Like voice cast.
Especially Regan.
Yeah.
Reagan.
And the Body Improvement Club.
Oh my gosh.
Mob was really good. The
animation's
animation's so fucking
the
good.
OPs are
Number
off the
1,
chart.
number 2, number 3, number 4. Yeah.
I listen to them so much.
Uh-huh.
I definitely did not like Mob Psycho
It's so much better than One Punch Man.
when we started.
Yeah, you didn't.
I would agree with that, though I liked One Punch Man.
Though as we watched it more and more, I did like some of the stuff they did with characters. I did like more of the story aspects and stuff as it went on. Honestly, I think my problem with it in the very beginning of the show, Rick, was the problems you have with One Punch Man.
Yeah. No, I agree. Like, it definitely starts out like it's going to be another One Punch Man, except it's not so much like the making fun of. It's not like a parody as much.
I mean, I guess.
Agreed.
It's not a parody. It's breaking your expectations in a way that is different than what the ordinary show, like the show that the parody is of, you know?
Yeah.
What's weird for me is like I find this and One Punch Man to both be fairly similar, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Mob Psycho because we had 2 seasons of it. The second season I enjoyed more than the first season, but One Punch Man was the other way around, where I feel like I enjoyed the first season more than I enjoyed the second season, which is just interesting considering that they both kind of have some similar ideas amongst them.
In terms of animation, which is important to me in anime, One Punch Man had amazing animation in season 1 and then not great too. But I feel like Mob Psycho had great animation in 1 and 2.
Yeah, it definitely maintained its quality in animation.
Yeah.
I think I'd put Mob in an A.
Yeah, I mean, considering Death Note's in an A, I think I'd put Mob in an A as well.
You know what? Yeah. Kind of thing about Death Note. Death Note was one where like the later of the series I kind of fell off a little bit, where it's like not quite as good. But I grew into Mob Psycho and really enjoyed it. I look forward to seeing like more of it or anything. So I go with A.
I love a show like that like Reagan he's not even the Krillin of that show, and he's the best character, you know?
He's really
in terms of like in a shonen where it's about power and levels and what you can do.
Well,
like he just throws salt in your face, and it's the best thing.
And like what Aaron was saying, my big concern starting it was how I was going to feel about Mob and him as a character. I felt like he really came into his own in season 2.
Yeah, there's real growth there.
Yeah.
They made that character like so much deeper than I thought they could make it from season 1.
He got what Saitama never got in One Punch Man.
Which was intentional. Like, Saitama isn't supposed to be deep.
Yeah.
I need to re-listen to this, but Sabo Tower says, y'all ruined the Mob Psycho Season 2 opening. Get ready, we can suck you off.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, what? I don't remember this.
I remember that.
That was you.
It probably was.
You, yeah.
I'm always hearing other things.
You're always ruining OPs.
Yep.
Death Note.
Naruto.
Naruto?
I'm
What do you do with
joking.
that one?
I'm joking.
Speaking of, no, actually, we got one in between. My Hero Academia.
Ooh, man, I love My Hero.
We are on season 4 or 5?
Season 5.
We're on season 5 right now.
I love My Hero Academia.
Man.
My Hero. See,
I've been so hyped at a few points in My Hero that I've destroyed things.
Possessions.
Like, I constantly...
The music is so good.
The music's so good, and I constantly go back and rewatch scenes from My Hero, and I can't say that to a lot of the other stuff.
I feel like the best thing I can say about My Hero is I don't think we've seen the best of it yet.
Yeah.
that'd be cool.
It feels like it has such high potential.
Yeah.
It's already been so high.
I feel like it's done a really great job of building up the world, the supporting characters, like the emotion involved in the plot and the characters.
Yeah.
I really like how they'll rotate, right? Like you'll have like, oh, this is the main character. This is who we're gonna see every time, and then you're like, oh, well, we're not even gonna see this character this episode. We're focusing on these characters instead, and then you end up falling in love with like different character that you didn't even think was gonna be anyone important.
You didn't even think that character would matter.
Yeah.
In the first episodes, like, oh, that's just somebody that they drew, and just a throwaway character. That is not.
I definitely think I get more hype and have felt more emotion during My Hero moments than I have in a lot of other animes we watched. It's just a matter of like, where does it go with some of the other stuff?
And not just hype moments either. Like, there's been some heart-wrenching moments too.
Definitely.
As well.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the emotional aspects, not just like me being like hyped and excited,
Yeah.
but also like I've gotten teary-eyed over some stuff, you know, and
Definitely.
there's definitely some emotional things. For me, it's above Gurren Lagann, I think. But Gurren Lagann, I also was putting in the A category.
Man.
Yeah.
The one reason I wouldn't put it in S is similar to like Hunter x Hunter, where like it's not done. I haven't seen the whole thing. Like,
Sure, but
I was comfortable.
neither's
pushing
Attack on
Gurren
Titan,
Lagann
though, you know?
to
Yeah.
S because it was done. You know.
Yeah. Attack on Titan's not done yet either. We put it on S.
Yeah, I know, but I honestly feel like even though it's not done, the enjoyment I had of the first 2 seasons itself put it at an S for me. Like I felt like I was watching something special when I watched, like super special.
It does feel special compared to a lot of other anime. Very similar, but it's like it's on a different tier.
I didn't love the movie. I didn't like hate the movie, but it
Yeah.
wasn't like one of my favorite things I've ever watched. And
Sure.
There have been like a few arcs that didn't do it for me quite as much as others have.
Yeah.
Certainly.
It's an A for me.
Class 1A. I think
First-
I agree.
First floor.
What do you think, Aaron?
I put mine at S because Gurren Lagann's up there, and I liked it more than Gurren Lagann.
Yeah.
Like Gurren Lagann has done some things I've never seen before, where My Hero just does what it does very well. I don't feel
Right.
like there's a lot of
I've never seen anyone use their mouth as a weapon the way that season 1 used it, or season 2, whichever one it was, with fingers.
I mean,
Yeah.
That moment there, I've never seen anyone do that before.
you saw someone use their mouth in Hunter x Hunter. In kind of a similar way.
No, I don't remember that. I don't know what you mean. I forget. We can't talk about specifics. I hate it.
Yeah, we
can't
can't.
talk
I
about
don't want to spoil
specifics,
people
but
on some things, but
I
I've
would
seen
put it in
Hunter x Hunter-
S.
or My Hero has done some crazy things, I think.
I would put My Hero in S. Yeah. Looking at the other
2
shows and
S's
stuff,
A, and then what'd you say?
A.
You have 2 A's, 2 S's.
put it right on
You
the
say
line.
run, Rick.
You say run's great.
You know.
What did chat vote?
Chad
You
has
say run goes with everything.
Chad had 33% on S, 56% on the AB category.
I get super hyped.
Is chat the tiebreaker?
No, I think I am. I think I might go S.
Are you?
Yeah.
Shway shway.
I mean, I'm not kidding. Like, I've looked up 6 different parts of My Hero and have watched them easily 75 times each.
I've rewatched all of Gurren Lagann at least twice.
I don't feel like that's the same, but I love that show. That's too.
2 times does not equal 75 times.
And I've listened to music from.
I will.
Yeah.
I could see this on the S and feel no shame.
I would be
Right.
proud of it.
I would be proud of it.
Well, I'm sticking with A,
Gotcha.
but it goes to S.
Plus Ultra.
Plus Ultra. The ends. Naruto.
Naruto.
Ooh, Naruto. Now, it's funny because I feel like, man, we've watched a lot of Naruto, but then it's like, yeah, but you've seen, 50th of it.
Yeah,
you know.
Whether you talk percentage wise
Yeah.
or
Sure.
number of episodes.
Yeah. Naruto is I love it for a lot of its faults myself, but it's because I have such
Do
a
you love
fond
it for its faults or in spite of its faults?
No, honestly, because of some of its faults. Like I have a very fond
It feels very nostalgic.
memory. I'm nostalgic for something I've just started watching.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like it brings me back to
It
being a
calls
kid
back to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and watching anime from that time.
But I have to say, wherever I put it, I have to take it down a whole letter grade because of its pace. Its pace is absolutely terrible.
Sure.
But I do the same thing with Dragon Ball Z.
It's not
Sure.
terrible. It's bad,
It's bad.
but it's not terrible.
Its pace is real bad. Its pace is so bad that the people that love it the most, like, insist you handicap it by saying you can't watch it more
Now,
than one a week.
I would say its pace is terrible if we had been watching the filler, probably.
Oh yeah.
But because we're
But
skipping the filler,
But so far we haven't skipped anything except for
We skipped 2 episodes.
I think it's
so
2
far.
episodes. Yeah.
2, Rick,
Yeah.
and that's the pace they wanted.
I mean, it's not the worst paced show I've seen.
I think I would go with a.
But there's a lot more to talk about for Naruto. I mean, it's got
yeah.
some Really great music.
Great fucking music.
It's got some fantastic fight scenes.
It's got some.
It's got some really interesting
It's
powers.
got Rock Lee and Guy Sensei.
It's got
baby.
some lovable characters.
Kakashi.
Like for me, 2 of the 3 main characters
Yeah.
just don't really do it for me yet.
Mm-hmm.
I can get behind Naruto. I don't feel that there's just a lot to Sasuke and Sakura right now. But they might grow in the future.
Yeah.
But Rock Lee is amazing.
Yeah, man, he is.
I like what they're doing with Gaara.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked what they did with Haku and Zabuza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it turned me around on Zabuza.
For me,
I
probably.
went from like, he's okay. I mean, he's got a great voice actor, but he's okay, to like, man, I love that dude. Like, what a great character he was.
For me, probably the Zabuza Haku, like that was probably the high point for me. I'm not super in love with it.
I like
Like
some
the
of
pacing is pretty frustrating for me.
I don't like the power system as much as like Full Metal Alchemist or Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah.
But there's still a lot of creativity there. With some
There's
of
a
those
lot
powers.
of room to grow. We haven't seen it grow yet.
I would probably go with a C.
That's where I was thinking of putting it right now.
I have fun with a lot of the stuff of it. Pacing wise is off.
When we haven't seen... Oh, I'm sorry.
We haven't seen the rest of it.
Yeah.
There's
We
some
haven't
really good.
seen like
Yeah.
4/5.
There's some really good music in it. There's at least one not good music in it.
Yeah.
Like,
I think I'd put it at a B.
I say I would put it at a B, but what I said before was that I go down a whole letter grade because of how much the pace.
Pacing?
Because of
No, and
pacing.
I'm saying this too because I started this by saying I love it for its pace, but objectively its pace is bad for me. I know that it's really hard to say objectively because that's not the case. This is still subjective, no matter how hard you feel about it. But I'm between a C and a B. I feel like a C for what we've seen so far. I feel like a C is fair
sure.
for me.
And we haven't finished it yet.
Yeah.
Maybe that can go up or down based on what we see
I'm
more of.
almost positive it's going to go up. In
Oh
the
yeah, me
future.
too. I mean, a
Like,
lot of
this many
these-
people can't be
Yeah,
ballistic about this show without it getting better.
absolutely.
Unless I'm
like
just
they
wrong.
have like there's moments that people can't wait to get to the point where like how many episodes are we in 70 almost 80 episodes and every single week is dominated with like do two a week. Like there's a reason for that. It's because people are passionate and they love it. I love
Sure.
Yeah.
as much as I can get annoyed by that, I love seeing that passion.
And like I have loved Hunter x Hunter all along, but
Yeah.
it got so much better
It did.
in this current arc.
I agree.
yeah,
So Naruto probably will as well.
Yep.
that's fair.
All right,
You
next one.
Reminded people, Eric, they're doing 2 a week in chat.
Oh yeah. All right. If we get one more person saying it, we might do it.
But only one. If 2 more people say it, then it cancels the whole thing. We might stop doing it altogether.
All right, next one. Our only O, One Punch Man,
Ooh.
which I've seen all of season 1.
Yeah.
I watched it twice, once in the dub and once in the sub,
Gotcha.
because I thought it might have just had a bad dub. That's why I didn't like it, so I watched the whole thing in the sub. That was not the reason. It's got season 1 has some amazing animation.
Like spellbounding.
It has some really good animation.
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible, and because of that, I put it in an E.
We haven't reacted
An E.
to Ozark. Knock,
Because
knock.
of only the animation, it's an E?
Yeah, there's
Yep.
no reaction to Ozark.
Man.
Dang.
It's so funny because the heroes in this show get ranked on these tiers.
Is it exactly these tiers?
I think so.
They have
isn't it?
S heroes and A
Yeah.
heroes and B. I think they go to C. Because Saitama was a C hero, I think, right?
I mean, I really
I thought he
enjoyed
ranked up
season
from
one.
D. I thought he
remember.
was a D tier.
What about season 1, Eric?
I really enjoy season one. Season two, I didn't hate. It just had a little more story and less of like ridiculousness sometimes.
Yeah.
But I mean, I really enjoyed season one, but not so much that I feel the need to defend it like I did some of these other ones as hard as I did. One Punch Man is like, it's good, but watching it with you guys, it made it better, I think, for me than if I just watch it by myself. So it's hard to be objective. I don't know.
Well, you're not supposed to be objective.
No, I know. Well, I try to go objective. And
I know.
And then I let my subjectivity.
Your subjectivity, yeah.
I would probably go with, like, we were talking about Mob Psycho and One Punch Man before.
Yeah.
And some comparisons between those. I think as a whole, I enjoyed Mob Psycho more.
Yeah.
Like, once I actually kind of got in and got better with the characters and everything, I think I would put One Punch Man at a B because I really enjoyed the first season. And the second season, I didn't enjoy as much.
Mm-hmm.
And some of that may have been because of the animation, or it may have been the route they went with the story. I'm not sure. But that's where I think I would go.
Yeah, I didn't think it was funny. I never got invested in the story or the characters. Like, the action was good, but it was meaningless.
I accept that the story is not intending you to get attached to the characters. It's a sitcom, basically. I don't think it was as good as Mob Psycho. I would probably put it at a B.
Because of, I mean, I'm the opposite of Rick for season 1. Like, it did make me laugh. I mean, I don't think it demands that you get invested in a story because of the nature of what it is.
Personally,
No, I
I think it
don't think
benefits
so,
from not being attached.
either.
Because you can just suspend all of your disbelief and enjoy the absolute silliness of it all.
I would go B because of the downgraded animation in season 2. I guess how good the animation was. I was like, if it was just season 1, I might push for an A.
Yeah.
But I would go like low B, high C because of the animation.
I think I would go with B because of that as well.
Not that
That's
the
my
animation was
reasoning
bad.
for it.
Just
No.
not, it wasn't.
No,
that good.
it didn't achieve the heights of what season 1 did.
So 3 Bs and an E?
You went E?
He did.
He
go
went E. Isn't that
I don't
ridiculous?
know if you know how bad.
I don't think he realizes how bad he is.
I don't think he does.
No,
I
hey, you
think-
know what? It's a subjective opinion though, and this is a blind way poll.
And I
so we have
absolutely
to cut the
tried.
difference.
Like, I gave it, like, it got such hype. Everyone loved it.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I
gave it my 4 episodes. I was like, man,
Sure.
I'm just not getting into this at all.
Yeah.
But I watched the whole thing, and then I watched it again in the sub.
Yeah. All right. I mean, it's completely opinion based, but with 3 B's and an E, I think that puts it at C. Right?
a high C. Yeah.
I guess.
With an easy person to blame. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
One punch that into C.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rick liked One Punch Man less than Blood of Zeus.
I did. Absolutely. All right, next one. I think is just going to be Calvin and me. By the way, you got the hat for it.
Twitch put One Punch Man at the AB with 60%.
Gotcha.
The AB.
Yeah. So, good.
Calvin's got the hat for it. Peaky Blinders.
Oh,
Man.
such a great show.
It's got its ups and downs in its seasons.
It does
I
have
feel
its
like
ups and
season
downs.
3, if I'm remembering correctly, was pretty weak.
Yeah.
It started off so strong.
If I'm remembering the same season you are, yeah.
Also, we lost the actress who played Polly recently, which is a damn shame.
Just this past week.
I can't imagine that show without her.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to come back. It's got great atmosphere, great cinematography, fantastic music, great acting and characters. Some of the season's stories have been hit or miss. Like, there's some that have been really, really good.
Some of them have been amazing. Some
not
of
so
them
good.
have been somewhat lackluster, but the luster is so much shinier with Cillian Murphy.
He's incredible. He's absolutely amazing in it. Man.
It's an A from me.
It's got... I feel like it has one weak season and then one below average season.
Yeah.
And the others
Are
good to great.
yeah.
Because of that, I feel like I want to put it at a B.
A B?
But I don't know. Its highs are so
Can I
high.
say one thing?
Yeah.
Sam Neill.
Damn.
Hell, I don't even watch the show, and I'm like, yeah, Rick.
But that's the thing. Like he's.
Yeah, I know.
Man, I don't know. Yeah, okay. I'll put it in A.
Yeah,
Yep, I'll get on board.
Peaky
so you don't have
Blinders
to
in
agree with me,
A.
but I feel like it deserves an A.
57% said AB, while 21% said S. So it was leaning more to the A side of things, it seems.
The high A.
Okay.
At least from voting
Yeah.
from the viewers.
Next one, which I'm not even sure if you guys finished. Pokemon Generations.
Ah.
Generations.
Another one that's hard for me to rank.
This must have been forever ago too.
This was
It's
back.
been a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Pokemon Generations was a fun thing. Like, it was like taking the video game characters and putting them through stories rather than just being like Ash. It's like it was like red and blue, which is really cool, and I like the take on it. And I liked a lot of the episodes we watched. Like, there were some really good episodes that they had of that. We didn't finish it, I don't believe.
Well,
I think it was just
kind
due
of
to
like
I think we
scheduling.
caught up to what was out at the time.
we
Yeah.
just had it was back when we just had like, well, what are we gonna do today? I don't know. Me and Aaron are here. Let's just do Pokemon Generations. You know,
Sure.
and we do like 6 or 7 of them or something like that. You know,
Yeah.
I honestly can't remember much.
I watched him. I mean, around that same time. I watched that, and I was watching the original Pokemon series.
Yeah.
I'd probably say I enjoyed Generations more than like Indigo Plateau.
Sure. These are also like
season.
short.
They're,
too,
they're
right?
pretty short.
Yeah.
They're really quick. They have their point that they make, and
Yeah.
they show you some cool Pokemon battles or whatever. And some of them are different. Like, some of them are like, you go into the game and it's a raid by police looking for like Giovanni or something. You know, like there's just some cool
Yeah.
things like that they do, and it's really neat. Where do I put it? I haven't seen all the rest of them. I think we watched like 7 of them or something.
It was like 7 or 8.
I'd put it at B. I need to watch more of them. I haven't. Lots of times I don't watch things because I don't want to continue watching, and maybe we got to react to it at some point or
Yeah.
something. But yeah, I think I could put it at B. I think I had a lot of fun watching those, and just the fact that they follow the game rather than just being like the anime kind of follows the game, but just does whatever it wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
I think I could do. I don't think I'd go higher than a B, but I think I could do a B for it.
What do you say, Eric?
I don't know. It's like, again, it just feels hard to rank because of its short nature, and I mean, it didn't really leave a lasting impression on me because I'm having a hard time trying to remember like certain parts of it. So it makes me want to go just C just for average.
Sure.
I wouldn't go any lower than C. Absolutely not. But I might go C. For
You want to go
myself.
C?
Yeah.
It was just you two.
Yeah, it's
I
just
believe
us
so,
two.
yeah.
I don't think anyone else watched him.
I think
But
you guys watched that round about
I
the
feel
same
like my
time as you
ranking
did
is unfair just because
Reborn.
Ours-
I
yeah.
can't
Yeah,
rank
maybe.
it very well because I just had it's been so long and I don't remember much.
Okay.
That's why
I'm
just
fine
going
with C because I
average.
also haven't finished the rest of it too.
Yeah.
I think there's like, I don't know, 12 episodes or something of it. I forget how many now.
Gotcha.
So we can go with C.
Okay. Chad agrees.
Chad did agree.
Yep.
42% C. 36% AB.
Mm-hmm.
So they were leaning more upwards.
All right, next one, Prison Break.
Oh, is
So
this
I have
as a
not seen.
whole?
Now
right?
this includes the recent thing, right?
I think that was
This
just
is all Prison Break.
because that was another season of Prison Break,
Yes.
basically, right? It wasn't like Heroes Reborn, where it was
Yeah.
kind of like its own thing.
Prison Break's another. It's similar, not to Heroes Reborn, but to Heroes in the sense that quality of its seasons are drastic. Season 1 is some of the best television. Season 2 is good. Season 3, it's all right. Season 4, the new one was like all right, But I love its characters more than I love the show sometimes.
I do love the characters,
Mm-hmm.
and first season was so good. I really liked the first season.
Yeah.
I think it fluctuates kind of like Heroes did for me, where like it was like 1 was good, 2 was okay,
Yeah.
3 I liked a lot more, 4 was okay, and then 5 was kind of like there. I don't know, it doesn't stick with me as well.
Yeah.
Does it feel just kind of tacked on?
I feel like a show as a whole I want to put at D, but the first season was so good.
First season was
it raises
really
it to a
good.
C.
It was really good. I think I'd go with C for it. Like, I really enjoyed the show.
It's interesting because you guys are always talking about Prison Break.
But yeah, because I mean, it's got some great stuff, but I mean, it's also like, you know, what was that one time they're just like, we're in another prison, another country now, you know? I'm like, you know.
See, but I like that season of it. I
love that one
because it was another. It was that's why I think like A was good, and then B was not so much, and then C was or C. 1 was good, 2 not so much, 3 was good, 4 maybe not so much. But that was because of like the fluctuation of prison stuff that they did, you know. And like when they were doing it, like some new prison things, I think it brought it up a little bit more, and then back down, and so.
Like if it was just season 1 and then it was over, I'd have a hard time keeping this out of A, and then like trying to trick myself into S. You know, that's how good I loved that first season, or how much I love, I should say. Like for anybody that hasn't seen it, just watch season 1 and have a good time. You know, like it literally feels like you could end it there if you wanted to.
Okay.
But you could also watch season 2 and it's fine. You know. But yeah, I'm comfortable in C. If Aaron really wanted to push it to B, I would lazily follow him.
So
I'll let it stay in C.
Gotcha.
all right.
I suppose.
Chad agrees.
Even though I let Pokemon drop down.
Yeah. I get you.
49% agreed with C, and they were leaning towards a high C, with 37% going to A and B.
Okay. Next one I think is going to be an Aaron exclusive, Ratchet.
Oh, Ratchet. Man, Ratchet.
Ratchet.
Ratchet was an interesting one because I wasn't sure exactly what to expect of it.
Ratchet.
It was nurse related, and obviously they did nursey things.
And you have not seen One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
I have not.
Or
I have
read the
not.
book, obviously.
I have not.
Okay.
It was interesting. Some character things were good, and some character things were like a little weird. It's not the ending for it. I'm not sure if they're going for more or if that's where they wanted to leave it. Because it only has had 1 season so far. Though it also has like Vincent D'Onofrio in it, and I love Vincent D'Onofrio. Even though like it was weird because I hadn't seen him since like Kingpin.
Yeah.
And whenever I saw him in that, I'm like, man, that. At one point, I'm like, that guy sounds like Vincent D'Onofrio, but I didn't recognize him as Vincent D'Onofrio. It was just his voice sounded like it to me. But I think overall, like it was fun. There was some like things where I'm just like a little tense, like on edge about. And obviously they had stupid needles in them, so that sucked. I think I would probably put this somewhere in like, man, I'm trying to look at like the other shows that are here too, and like where I think something would go. I think I'd put it. I think I'd put it below average, but I don't know if I'd go as far as E. I think I'd go with D. I don't know what Melanie's thoughts would be on it, because like it's an okay thing, but it's not great. I don't think. Like by the time we walked away with it, we're like, well, all right, that's the story they did. I guess I get it, but I don't know if I want it to be lower than D.
Okay.
Guys, if we haven't done it yet, if we haven't sorted it and we've reacted to it, it probably starts with the.
Yes, probably so.
The has moved a lot of things around, so.
Okay.
So yeah. Oh wow, interesting. Poll for it: 45% C, 23% F.
Oh.
Was the next one?
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I got a lot to live up to because that movie's fantastic.
Sure.
That's polarizing, though. That's interesting.
All right. Well, I think we'll try to finish out the R's today. We got 3 more. And
Okay.
then we've got exercises, bits, and donations.
Okay.
Sound
Okay.
good for everyone?
Well, let's see what's next.
Okay. Next is another one that might be hard to rate. ReZero.
Oh, yeah. We're just starting this one. Also has it up on early access. Yeah, too hard to rate. I got to put it right next to Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah.
I can get on board.
I still feel it like it's, too soon.
Too soon?
Jujutsu Kaisen is on there because we wanted to tease you guys last week, and ReZero is on there because we needed to really get to that 100.
Yeah.
I'll go with C for now.
Yeah.
I think looking back and after we finish it and seeing where it's at,
Yeah.
I think would be fun.
Yep.
And maybe
Right.
we move some things around.
I'm definitely enjoying it,
Mm-hmm.
but I haven't seen enough to where I believe that it deserves higher than C. It definitely, I'm not. I don't think it is shit, so it doesn't deserve like F or E.
Yeah, in terms of reviewing, I won't really say much, but just I feel like at least for the dub, the guy that's playing the main character is so good. He's making what I feel like objectively in my head I should be annoyed at this character, making me really endearing to him because I love that guy and his performance.
Great performance.
Yeah. So
Is he the same guy who did what's his name from Demon Slayer?
Zenetsu?
Zenetsu, yeah.
I didn't even talk about Zenetsu.
That dub actor is great. He's doing exactly what he's supposed to do.
He is. That's,
earning a paycheck.
That's
He
what I'm
is.
saying.
All right, that's what I would say.
All right, so too close to call.
Yep.
Yep.
Too soon to call. Next is Rick and Morty.
Ooh,
Man, Rick and Morty.
man, Rick and Morty is. It's up. I think it's something special, man. I understand a lot of people write it off these days because its fan base is annoying, apparently, or something like that.
Yeah.
But it doesn't change just how much
There's a reason why its fan base is so big.
Yeah,
Also,
yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, but some of the Star Wars fan base can be annoying too. But I
Well,
also
any
love
big
Star
fan
Wars,
base
you know?
will have a certain
Oh,
percentage.
yeah. I mean,
because
I
people are
agree.
annoying. You know.
people are annoying.
Yeah, there's a certain amount of people that are just toxic and annoying, and when you have a large fan base, that certain percentage was in there.
Yeah.
But Rick and Morty is just so it's funny, but it's more inventive than it is funny sometimes,
Sure.
Yeah, like
and it's really funny.
like the level of potty humor writing in the dialogue, it has no business being as clever as it is sometimes.
And how real it'll make something too. Like some things are like, this is absolutely ridiculous, and I shouldn't be taking this seriously, and I don't. And then it demands you to, and I do take it seriously. You know,
Yeah.
it has
It knows when to push the
five
serious
moments
button.
of that in the show, and it hits me every time.
It definitely knows when to hit the serious button.
Yeah. But it's because the rest of the show is so goddamn ridiculous that it makes those serious moments when they're going for levity, or not for levity, but for to ground you and stop you and hey, think about this. This is fucked up. And you're like, yeah. What's wrong with me? Because I'm watching
And
it,
at
you
the
know?
exact moment they say that you ask yourself, "What's wrong with you?"
Yeah.
It says, "Ha, I made you look."
Uh-huh.
I think for Rick and Morty, the characters are fun with it. There's not really an overarching story. Everyone's very much on its own for the most part.
Yeah.
But that's also what part of it makes it fun is they just do a crazy new thing each week, and it's unpredictable, but just it makes sense sometimes
Yeah.
too of just what they're doing. Well, all right. But other times it just gets really weird, and you're like, well, that's a thing. I think I would go with an A.
Agreed. A.
I think.
It's a strong A.
It's
Yeah.
not an S for me.
If
I think it's above average.
Like you said,
Yeah.
if it had more overarching storylines that interconnected and stuff. Granted, I feel like the creative writing would suffer from that
Sure.
restriction.
Sure.
But I feel like I would maybe put it higher.
The thing is I feel like it's a perfect A category because there's nothing about the show that I dislike. So why am I not putting it in an S? It's because it doesn't have that extra oomph for me that something like My Hero or Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. does.
Yeah.
I really like it, but I'm not.
You're not necessarily going to go and buy Rick and Morty shirts.
I'm going to go to the Rick and Morty church, but I'm not going to be a Rick and Morty priest.
All right.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
I guess that makes sense.
There's probably one of those in,
I'm
in
sure
the
there
show.
is. That's man. I gotta write that down. I feel like I'm gonna use that a lot more.
That's not your go-to.
That's not. Yeah, that's my new go-to.
All right. We ready for the next one?
Yep.
It's the last R.
Alrighty.
It is Ruby.
Ruby.
Now, Ruby's
Ruby.
It lost its show creator
Yeah.
through no fault of its own.
Who was also one of the best animators I've ever seen
Yep.
animating anything.
Yep.
Animator, choreographer, writer,
Like I
showrunner.
Like, I had no idea what we were watching when we did the Ruby trailers.
Yeah.
And then we watch it, and I was like, I can't fucking believe that's what that is. That's a show? Let's watch it.
I have a crazy
more of
love
this?
for season 1 through 3.
Uh-huh.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And I don't hate anything after that.
Me either.
But I felt like it did dip a little bit, but I feel like it's come back strong.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's good in the sense that, like, even the first couple seasons, its strength was not its story. But because, unfortunately, and rest in peace, Monty Odom died, it's had to get better story to get back up to that same spot. And I feel like it has. There's just, and while I like a lot of its action, there were just moments of the first couple seasons where I'm like, I can't believe that someone did this.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
a guy on his computer did this, and it looks this good, and it's so coherent, and, like, I understand that its physics are both completely incorrect and completely spot on.
Yep.
If that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah, just the rhythm of the fights.
Yeah.
Like, there's something about the pace of them
Yeah.
and, like, the impact, the way everything moves and moves with each other. It feels like a
Yeah.
dance.
It's
Like-
it's so different.
I think Monty Ohm was blessed with the same timing
Yeah.
that like Jackie Chan is blessed with,
Yeah.
but he has a different set of skills
Uh-huh.
than Jackie, and he applied that ability to his skills.
Like, I feel like right now with the characters, when a character fights, I feel like that character is fighting, and
Sure.
that character is fighting well. But with Monty's animation, it felt like each matchup was like
It was a
a
dance.
song on an album.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it felt like each character was an instrument,
Yeah.
and they didn't move or act like any other character.
Yeah, each one was just very unique in
Mm-hmm.
not just what weapons they had, but also like the style of fighting, and also you have like the power based system
Yeah.
and stuff too, where everyone has like different like aura abilities and stuff, and
The
it's
world
just
bending and the lore is really cool.
Yeah.
The music's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got really quite the ensemble cast. Like, there's a lot of characters, but I'm invested in so many of those characters.
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
No, I
And
get you.
for something that started as like a web series, like that's
Sure.
crazy.
like a production that went from, like, that made itself a legitimate production.
Yeah.
Based on a lot of stuff, but Ruby especially.
Yeah.
It's just that, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I want to say, yeah, but the show doesn't have Monty later, so it's not as good. Or should I say, the show is good. Remember that Monty did this, and thus it elevates. It doesn't take away.
Yeah.
It's tough.
I feel like the show as a whole deserves a B. I think if Monty were still with us,
Yeah.
it would be an A.
Yeah.
And I, like you said, I don't think that's any fault of anyone who's on the production now.
No, I get you. It's one of those things where, like, when we have a new character fighting for the first time, I think, like, that's cool. Wonder what Monty would have done.
There's not many shows that I would happily binge the first 5 seasons of
Yeah.
in order to get into the show.
And you
did.
did. You did
In a
do that.
weekend.
I did, and I did not regret it.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
You were so hype.
I was so hyped.
And people are like,
No,
you guys have a
and-
Ruby banner. I'm like, I know.
And it was also
Yeah.
just great to like watch it with Evie
Yeah.
and have her see girls kicking ass,
And the earlier seasons and
It
stuff
doesn't happen enough.
was just so limited with like who all was working on it. Like those trailers was just Monty, right? And I think the first season was like Monty and like
It was
maybe
like-
another couple people.
Yeah, it was like 2 or 3 people.
Like there wasn't very many, and like they did so much with just a few people,
Yeah.
Dang man, I don't know. I feel like I want to go into like a A or B category.
I think I would go A.
Yeah, I feel like I would put it at a B, and then in like to respect like how much I personally feel about Monty's choreography, I'd be convinced to push it. Maybe
I'm
Like-
okay.
it's a
I'm
high
okay
B or
with
low.
A.
It's a
Like,
high B or low A.
Could it be that like Ruby right now,
Yeah.
as it is, would probably be a B, but then if you take like Monty's stuff that he did early on,
Yeah.
should that push it up to an A? Like that elevates
Probably.
it rather than like being like it was here, but then gone down
Yeah,
because
I
we
mean,
lost Monty.
I didn't want to say it in a way like because we lost Monty, it's
Yeah.
down. I
Sure.
think it would just be elevated, you know?
I think it has some good lore. I personally feel that just because of its more amateurish production in the beginning, some of the voice acting in it isn't necessarily super talented. I feel like it sounds like a fan thing, but it's not a fan thing. They made this thing, and people are fans of it, you know?
Yeah.
But, like, there's sometimes I really love the voice acting, and other times I'm just like, that was okay. It sounds like a high school audition line reading to me, you know? But even the best production houses can't pull off some of that animation in this first 2 seasons. So, what would you guys say?
I'm between A and B.
I put it at an A.
Okay.
I was between an A and a B also.
Mm-hmm.
At first I was leaning more towards B, but oh man, it's hard.
I didn't think I'd have such a hard time with this one.
No, yeah, no.
I mean, there's certainly some low points. I feel like, like I think maybe volume 4 and 5 are probably the low points. But like volume 4 is right after you lose Monty, so that's gonna be tough.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's coming back strong though.
I think this last volume season has been better than
Yeah.
what they had before, right?
Definitely.
Um,
What are we in volume 8 right now?
Yeah.
8.
I'm at a B.
See, now you're going B.
Yep. I'm at a high B. Because some of its lows are pretty low for me.
Yeah.
Like, if those lows weren't there, Monty would push it to an S, you know? It would be an
Sure.
A, and then that would be pushed because of how much I like that. That's why My Hero Academia is at an S for me, because of moments like that, you know?
Yeah. I get you.
But I'm at a B. Just because there's some stuff that I like, especially in volumes
4 and 5.
4
I
and
would say.
5, yeah, that I was,
Yeah.
you know. And, you know, to be fair, like, I like the show, but not enough to, like, be an expert in its lore and that kind of stuff. I watched it once, and then a year later we watched another one. A year later we watched another one. I'd be like, yeah, it's good. I'm liking this. This is fun, you know?
sure.
I'd
get
like
you
it
there.
more at the end of the season than I did in the beginning of the season because I had time to catch up, you
Yeah.
know?
All right. Yeah, I'll go with B.
Yeah.
B sounds okay because you got a point. Like the lore is really good, but there's a lot of it, and then I'm not keeping up and reminding myself throughout in between seasons of everything. And I mean, like Star Wars, I would. I do that with Star Wars all the time anyway, you know. But that's also maybe a bias. So
Yeah.
like,
I mean, B
I gotta
has
like try to
some
keep that in
bangers
mind
on
too.
that tier, so I think it feels comfortable there.
B does have some really good stuff.
Yeah.
I would do high A. Or low A, rather. Low A, high B.
Okay, Rick, what'd you have?
A.
A, B, B. Chat said A or B. Damn it.
Well, if Calvin's
not
at a
helping.
low A, then I think it probably drops to B.
Puts it to B.
Yeah.
Okay.
We should do this with movies like a year from now after we've done quite a few, and then we should let chat break scores like in Jackbox.
Jackball.
Excuse me.
All right. Well, that's 5 o'clock. We still got bits and donations to get to.
And
We got
exercises if there are any.
few shows left to go.
Let me
We have
see.
S's, I think, from S to Z.
There's a lot in T,
Oh, yeah.
and then there's not a lot after T. But,
Gotcha.
I think we've got a good part of another podcast
So
to go.
we can definitely finish next podcast.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. And there will probably be maybe some minute adjustments once we're done with all the shows.
Sure.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, we made
even
some small
looking at it right
adjustments
now,
this
there's
time.
stuff where I'm like, I want to revisit this one or
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
All right. Well, I got the exercises here.
No, I was
Oh,
just
okay.
opening them up
I
too.
was just doing that too.
What do I got?
All right. Time to get punished for subjective opinions.
Yep.
Indeed.
What are you talking about?
Eric has the most.
What?
Today.
Oh, but damn.
I would say. Let me try to count his up here.
He got a lot for oh shoot, which one was it?
Well, let's find out.
I mean,
Eric,
I got a lot for Game of Thrones, and I think I liked it the most here.
Eric has push-ups from I Cook the Blue Stuff. For Eric, saying Lucifer is better than Doctor Who.
That's
Wish
what it
I
was.
could
Oh, yeah,
redeem
that's the one, too.
13 for each Doctor you disrespected.
I mean, I stand by that one, though.
So you've only got 10 push-ups. As far as other exercises go, you get quite a few squats.
What do
I wish I could sort these.
Yeah, I know. It'd be great, right?
It would be great. You got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, I'm thinking 60 squats.
Oh.
Glycerin, Eric, Yvonne, Eric lost above Game of Thrones. You made me cry.
Oh man, one ending is so much better than the other.
Yvonne squats. Eric, the North remembers.
Aaron's like, no, don't anger them more. I have experience in this.
You may not believe this, but Game of Thrones Nisa has given you quite a few
Yeah,
exercises as well.
I have 10 squats.
You got 10 squats.
You know nothing, Aaron Elliott.
I've got 10 squats for Rick Bad Takes from Chazzy Black Onyx.
Bad takes for what?
It doesn't say.
One Punch Man. Sorry.
It probably is, but
It was 28 minutes ago, so could be.
that would be about the right time.
Calvin, you've got push-ups from GOT Nisa as well as sit-ups from GOT Nisa. No messages.
I can guess why.
Like, there was a few times when, like, Eric was looking to vote and it was going to bring something else up. Rick was looking to vote to bring things down, typically.
No, yeah.
I did that to Code.
Hey, I had my mind made up for One Punch Man before you guys said anything.
Sure. All right, Siriano, thank you for the resub for 23 months. Hilding resub for 26 month streak. Man, we just keep moving along. Love you guys. Thank you, Hilding. 92 Chris, subscribe for 19 months. Falcon and the Winter Soldier finale tomorrow. So excited.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good. Hilding weekly loving with 200 bits.
Thank you, Hooding.
Twitcher 27 months.
Thank you, Twitcher.
Giljoy subscribed for the first time. Aaron A25 resubscribed for a 4-month streak, 33 months total. Thank you, Aaron. Easy Genji, 100 bits. If Legends isn't at least an A, we riot. Wow. Maxman resubscribed for 16 months. Floris has subscribed for the first time. Thank you so much. Clockwork Alex has resubbed for 3 months. Hi guys, love the channel. I'm gonna need to use this as a guide for some shows to watch. There we go. But how is Daredevil not S tier? Just where it landed.
Probably season 2 in the hand. Probably keeps it out of S2.
Yeah.
Chaos Theory, 100 bits. I had so much fun watching both Mortal Kombat movie reactions. Well, there's another Mortal Kombat movie coming out.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Steppen resubscribed for 10 months. Love all your content, guys. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Steppen.
Thank you.
Garen Logan has cheered 100 bits. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Lanky Rambo resubscribed for 12 months. 1 year. Love you guys.
Rambo, thank you for the year.
10 more.
Garen Logan cheered 200 bits. Drill through the heaven.
Yes.
Chaotic Superman subscribed for the first time. Thank you, Superman.
Thank you.
Y890 subscribed for 4 months. 10 push-ups for Aaron, please. Peter Jackson remembers. She-Wolf 3 has subscribed for a 4-month streak. Thank you so much.
Thank you, She-Wolf.
Polygon Sean cheered 100 bits.
Did you
Thank
sit-ups and push-ups?
I did push-ups. How many steps do I got?
10.
Melly's Playroom subscribed for the first time.
Thank you.
Darth
Mitty.
Heisenberg resubscribed for 15 months. Ms. Gracie subscribed for the first time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sabo Tower, 10 bits, talking about, this is what I'm talking about with the Mob Psycho intro, season 2. Light has resubscribed for 23 months on a 23-month streak. My Hero Academia is how I found you guys. S tier all the way.
Thank you.
Captain Cold cheered 50 bits, said My Hero inspired a kid wearing an All Might hoodie to save someone's life. This show deserves an S, and the kid deserves S plus Ultra. Gixer has subscribed for the first time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Maybe it's Sixer. It might be a 6, actually, not a G. Captain Cold gave 50 bits, or cheered 50 bits, saying, of course Aaron puts Pokemon at B for Bulbasaur.
Thank you, Captain Cold.
And Lemmy. I Am Bored subscribed for the first time. Thank you, Bored.
Thank
Hopefully
you.
you're not right now.
Dominic cheered 100 bits, said, Love, Death, and Robots dropped its season 2 trailer. Did anyone watch the first season? If so, what did you think? If
Rick has
not,
seen
it would be something to consider. There are 18 shorts ranging from 6 to 17 minutes. I have
know
not
Maggie's
watched it.
seen it.
No,
I thought
well,
you
we
had seen it also.
We had talked about putting it in at some point
Okay.
to like cover for something, but nope.
Yeah, no,
Haven't
I haven't
seen
seen any of it either.
Captain Cold cheered 50 bits. Thank you guys for helping me start watching new anime. Just finished season 2 of Attack on Titan, and after I watch the Demon Slayer movie tomorrow, I'm going to be going into ReZero season 1 or Jujutsu, or maybe both. P.S. Thank you for getting me into Gurren Lagann, one of my favorites. Later, buddies. Well, thank you, Captain Cold.
You are very welcome. Thank you, Captain Cold.
Dip cheered 100 bits saying, I feel like Rick should get 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, and a 10K run. Marvelous JJ resubscribed for 10 months. Dip cheered 100 bits saying, are you guys excited for Mortal Kombat?
I'm hopeful. I'm trying not to get too excited.
And for Ferido Resu gifted a sub. And
Thank you
Chaos
so much.
Theory also cheered 100 bits and said, fuck Scott Buck.
Scott, fuck. Thank
So,
you, Chaos.
We're going to be back next week, finishing this out, hopefully. That's going to be
yes.
Thursday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And speaking of finishing things out, I think we're going to be finishing our Pokemon Leaf Green Fire Red randomizer run tomorrow, which is Friday
first?
at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, it is a 4-way race. There are 2 people fighting it out to see who wins,
Yep.
and 2 others just trying to make it
Fighting for
entertaining.
third.
And 2 others.
So, also, it looks like Saturday I might be playing. What's winning?
Updated results.
What's winning? Ghost of Tsushima. Unless something changes.
No!
This was run by a series of YouTube polls for the tournament for what game I'm going to stream next. So, I'm excited. It's definitely on my list.
If I could, I would make everybody watching do sit-ups and push-ups for not voting. Ocarina of Time.
Ocarina of Time lost.
I know. Yeah. I was kinda
Unless it gets a whole bunch of
pulling
votes today or
myself.
something. I don't know if it's closed or not,
Yeah,
or what the rules
I don't
are
know.
on it, but go vote in that if you haven't yet.
Yep.
All right.
And next time too, if we can get through it fast enough, we'll try to take some like questions from chat
Sure.
and opinions and things too.
Yeah.
But we're out of time today.
Thank you, Josh, for the Tier 1 gifted sub.
Thank you so much, Josh.
Thank you, Josh.
All right, guys. Well, we have a hype train going, but we have to end. So make sure you guys come back tomorrow for the Pokemon randomizer. I also have Miles Morales that I started. That was one of my favorite things of the week. I didn't get to talk about it because we jumped into this really quick, but I'll be continuing, hopefully beating that Monday. So make
Yeah,
sure
if you want to hear his thoughts on that, Monday,
Monday.
6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Bye, everybody.
Bye guys.
Bye.